Let's just switch this. Alright. Last thing, check the audio. Test. Yo, slow. What's going on, man? Test. Alright, cool. That works on that end. You're legend, slow. Alright, let's see. Is everything set up correctly here? HDR. That's good. That's all good. That's fine. Yeah, that was a blast, though. Seriously, I can't wait for more Rusty battle practice. I have such a fun time over in his lobbies. He makes some great ones. And just bear with me for 2 seconds. I'm just making sure all these settings are correct. And then I'm gonna hop in. I remember that. That was funny. I was definitely laughing at that. Alright. Slow, before I go to the tracks, let me know if there's anywhere you want to see, man. You can fly over your hometown if you want. Just, that's the one thing I always tell everyone is, like, don't tell me your address, but, like, if you want me to fly over, like, a general town, gladly will for you. I know you're from UK, so I'm probably up here. But if there's anywhere in the world you want to see, man, let me know. Yeah, I do too. His lobbies are so much fun. He just makes some great ones, great people, and it's great information too for the battle practice, because it's just such a different approach to racing. Let's go to... Yeah, until I get some more heads in here, let's go to Telluride. Oh yeah, I'll go Canada. Let me go back. Definitely can fly over Canada. Toronto. What is that? I want free flight. Alright. Alright, Toronto, where are you at? Did I just turn off all my filters or something? I'm a little confused. Whoa. Alright, there we go. My game was acting weird for a sec. I feel like Toronto's over this way. I don't know why it's not showing me my filters, though. Hold on, let me mess with this. Information's on. Overlays are on. Yeah, what? Maybe I just need to back out. Yeah, I remember him saying that. I feel like he's definitely doing another one later. I don't know exactly what time. I saw his post, though. He wants to try and make it more of like a schedule. That way people can actually kind of like fully be there, commit to the whole thing, all that kind of stuff. Which makes sense, because I feel like earlier in the day, I remember him mentioning it the day previous. But, like, I didn't remember, for instance, what time it was. Alright, yeah, let's probably use a heli from here. I'll guess a little closer too. Oh, it's 19 right now? My god. That's brutal. Let me look at the weather, see what it is here. It's probably about the same. Alright, so... I'm facing the wrong way. Also, let's switch this up. You know what? Let me know how like, when I'm in this mode, is the helicopter audio way too loud? Because I can just stay in this one, but If it is, even in here, way too loud, I might just turn down the game volume if I can. Because this is a sweet view. This one definitely makes it easier to see everything. You know what I mean? Oh, there we go. I've been sitting outside. Oh, when you said 19 degrees, did you mean Celsius? Because I actually have no idea what that would be in Fahrenheit, if that's like a warm day over there. But slow. Anyway, this is Toronto, man. Oh, what's that out there? Some kind of boat. It's actually a beautiful city. I've been here, I think, once or twice in my life, just like traveling through for hockey when I was younger. Warm day for you, gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure 19 degrees in Celsius what that would equate to. Portal, what is going on, you legend? Good afternoon, good sir. I hope the work day, chill day, whatever your day has in store, man, I hope it's going good. Also, I'm kind of amazed how close these cities are. So is this also Toronto? Like, is that Montreal? Because I feel like when I hit the map, it showed this is Toronto. I'll tell you what, it'll take 2 seconds. Let's look. That's the beauty of this game, you get to learn. Alright, so zoom out. Oh, so I just hadn't reached it yet. Alright, I see. So yeah, that is Toronto. Cool. Yeah, toss them that link, man. I wish there were people actually in here to click on it and sub to them. Just me and you right now, Slow. We'll toss you some likes, Portal. Speaking of which, man, other than the lives, let's I don't know if you have. I feel like, have you made some custom videos, like shorts or anything? I was gonna say, let's get it going, man. Let's get this content created. Also, next on the dock is we gotta send Portal and a mic that works. I'll get a fund accumulated for it. Go fund me around here. There's some cool buildings on the riverbank. That must be the old Leafs arena. Yeah, it's gotta be. What's the name of their arena? I feel like it has something to do with Oreos. Is like the team that sponsors them. That's probably not the name. What is that called? Oh, it's the Rogers Center. Is that what it is? All right. Beachum, what's going on, man? Greatly appreciate you even stopping in, bro. Yeah, I don't really recall if there was a specific time before you take off Beachum, but do you know roughly, you think, when you might be starting up those classes of sorts? I've kind of heard vaguely about it. Super interested. So like any kind of learning I can do, and especially when it comes to advanced learning, it's just so beneficial. This is a cool city, Slow. Props for telling me to come here, man. It's like I've driven through, like I've said before, for hockey when I was younger, but I've never truly gotten to appreciate the Toronto skyline. Because I feel like it was always winter and snowing when I came here. So, yeah, I never truly got to see this place during the day. And it's the best light, one might say. But yeah, pretty wild skyline. I just wouldn't have expected it, I guess. Alright. Looks like we got enough heads in here that we can start it up, guys. Y'all already know what we're about to do. Actually, you probably have no idea what we're about to do. Here's a little treat for all you GT7 lovers. I've decided it was Hot Rod that inspired me to do this. I'm going to start doing the tour guides, heli tours of the daily tracks, so we can kind of check them out from the air. So let's see, we're gonna go Brands Hatch, which I know is southeast of London. Oh, there it is. Yep. Brands Hatch Motor Speedway. There we go, in all of its glory. You know what? We'll even start down the road just to make it kind of like a, you know, more of an approach. It's not like we're right over it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Seems like a cool premise to do, too. Like, every week, check them out, you know? You get a little analysis from the sky, even though it's kind of limited. Just more a different way of seeing the track. Alright, so which way are we going? Yeah, we want to turn around, head south. Also, Portal, how's, like, when I'm in this view, because it's louder, how's the volume? Like, is it overwhelming listening to this with, like, my voice in the background? Yeah, definitely slow, for sure, man. We'll definitely get some lobbies going one way or another tonight. I'm super down. Yeah, just keep me posted about this audio when I'm in this view. Like, is this way too loud, guys? Helicopter down, thank you. Copy that. Alright, let's get this down. Aircraft engines, put that way down. Aircraft miscellaneous. Master volume. Hopefully this isn't too quiet now. Alright, it sounds a little quieter. I hope this is like a better balance. But if it's still kind of an annoying sound, just let me know. Just let me know. Because I know those helicopter blades can get mighty annoying. I mean, honestly, maybe I'll just fly it this way. But like, you can just see so much more doing this. Alright, let's slow it down. Bring the altitude down. Get to the pits. Here we are, guys. Brands Hatch. You're just old. Oh, man, I feel you, Portal. I'm feeling older every day, man. Every single day. Alright, so let's get the altitude working here where I want it. Cool. So, yeah, race start, as we all know. I mean, Portal especially, Beecham, same idea, just because we raced this a lot in the last week for the lead 2K. It's a little differently shaped real life than I feel like I remember track-wise, but I mean, you're seeing it from different angles, so it's kind of hard to fully comment. So, alright, you're hitting, yeah, whoa. Why does it seem a little different? Doesn't have that full turn that I'm thinking of. Oh, I see. I'm approaching it from the wrong side. I see. Alright, so this is where the grid start is. It's on this side. I was looking at it completely backwards. Alright, let's slow it down here. No need to be going this fast. Slow her down. Bring the altitude down. Alright, so yeah, around here, I feel like, I don't know about you guys, it might be possible to huck this in fourth if you hit the brakes hard enough. I typically gear it down to third here. And then hitting the very end, I mean, you just, depending on the car, maybe you can float it in the second around this bend, but I typically bring it all the way down to first. I feel like gearing wise I might float second just a little longer just to make sure I can really get back on the throttle when I'm in first, because if you hit the corner too soon you tend to be dragging over the grass trying to take the inside. You kind of have to take it long initially on the braking. That's just my analysis personally. all the way down, you're full speed in it. From my memory, you're pretty much only doing a single gear down for this quick turn. You're whipping it out. You can get all the way up on the green curb. And let's see. Yeah, Portal with that life experience, man. You're too old man. Oh, I'm just joshing. I'm just joshing. So then here, I remember when I was first learning this, and this goes for a lot of tracks, because I tend to keep braking area on when I'm learning it, and even sometimes when I'm racing. There's a braking area there which you're really not touching, you know? You're pretty much keeping it same gear, you're really just letting off the gas, which is nice. And then this is the only braking zone that I kind of change my mind about every time I do. Sometimes I hard brake and gear down 1. Sometimes I slight brake and gear down 2. But either way, you want that. I'm going way too fast around here. Irish, what's going on, you legend? Greatly appreciate you stopping in. We're over at Brands Hatch, just getting a little analysis from the sky. I'm doing a poor job piloting around right now. I'm taking this a little too fast. But yeah, from this one, you definitely want the inside line, you know what I mean, in terms of hugging that curb right there. But I never know the correct gearing to pace it, because I feel like you kind of want to be long to be able to cut back on that curb. And it's like a half throttle, half on the gas to make your marker to this far end. Because if you full gas it, you tend to overshoot it sometimes. It's kind of like you're going 50% at first and then gradually working your way up to 100. And then you're all the way back down this straight. All the way back down, and then the whole process repeats. So alright, let's get back down, let's get real low. I have an easier time being low when I feel like when I'm in the other view. Irish, hope the day's going well, man. Anyone in here doing some streaming later, by the way? Oh, I definitely will slow. I'll check that out in a minute. I'm gonna do a couple more laps here, just to fully get the appreciation of this week's daily Brands Hatch. Alright, so now we're back to the pit side. Whoa, I'm losing way too much altitude. I mean, I could actually, hold on. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Should I hop out of the helicopter? Don't crash. Oh. On controller, it's so hard to control the power. Alright, like that's gonna be a crash. Oh my god, alright, at least now I'm on the ground. Alright, bear with me 2 seconds. Alright, that's what it is. Turn that down. There we go. Let's go! This looks so bad walking around. The rendering is so poor. I can't even move fast either. Oh, I can sprint. Never mind. Yeah, Portal, seriously, man. That is, yeah, the only way to really do it. You just gotta make plans, you know, set goals for yourself, all that kind of stuff. Alright, that's not working, so we're gonna take off again. Isn't it funny how it, like, starts to render the second I get above the track, but down here, nothing? Done deal, Portal, if you get it set up. Done deal. Yeah, we gotta get your mic working for the lives, man. That'll be super cool to be able to hear your voice, so you don't have to type every couple of minutes. Alright, do a little turnaround. Isn't that hilarious how suddenly now I'm like, what's my altitude? I can't even see it. Oh, 800 feet above. And suddenly this thing's rendered. Yeah, Portal, you got another? Let's go. I love the emoji you chose to use there. You're just fed up with yourself, man. You're just like, oh, my mic problems. Just cursing out Sony on your commute into work. Sometimes slow. I mean, kind of hard to tell. I feel like you just have a more reserved, quiet voice. That's why it's kind of hard to tell your age when you're chatting. So yeah, I mean, I guess you could say, like, you sound younger, but no, you don't sound like a little kid. No, you just have a more quiet, reserved voice, for sure. Money pit! How does your wife feel about that, man? How does she feel about all this money that's just going into simulator games? She cursing out my name, just being like, that drones. Bad influence. So I think Hot Rod's wife is saying the same thing, if I'm being honest, man. That guy's up till like 3 a.m. as I'm pushing him to just play more races. Poor dude. He's waking up the next day trying to sling some pizza pies. Super tired. I was cracking up, by the way. I don't know if you were around for this, Portal or Slow. So I'm sure you guys know the name. He's boys with Fear No Gears, Hot Rod. And he was in a race with him in A-League, not A-League, A-Lobby, or I guess DRA, like 2 or 3 nights ago. And I was chilling with him pretty late on his live. And as you guys know, like, obviously when he passes people, he's always saying how it's a pizza pie. You know, he's the pizza man. You know, he's delivering pizzas to people that he overtakes. So I forget exactly how he words it, but he's like, oh, another pizza pie for you, or something like that. So when he passed Fear No Gears, I hopped over to his lobby and hand-delivered the pie for him. I thought that was pretty funny. I was his delivery boy for the night. Yeah, you were in there at like 3 a.m. Slow. I saw you in the chat. Yeah, literally though. Delivers pies left and right. He's a madman. Wait, what's going on? We are at Brands Hatch. We're just doing a little daily reconnaissance from the sky. Checking out Brands. I'll bring us back to the grid start here. Everyone say hi to Wade if you haven't met him before. Met Wade in Aussie Racing, actually. Aussie. Not to be confused with Aussie Ross or Aussie Pug. Aussie Racing is just his own guy. His own completely independent person. He's part of the Abruzzi race team. Super cool liveries and some amazing racing over there. I'm doing this way too fast, by the way. Let me slow it down and we'll really check this thing out. Alright, so back to T1 here. Obviously, I mean, you're full speed, especially second lap, but from grid start, maybe not full speed. What do you guys think? Like, I usually am gearing this thing down to, like, third. I feel like if I brake hard enough, I can take this T1 in fourth, but it's usually a double gear down is the safe way I do it. That way I can hit the apex on that inside corner, and then full throttle without sending it to the sand over here. Yeah, Aussie Racing's a cool one. Seriously, his accent gets me every time. Just the way he talks. But he's such a cool guy. Such a nice streamer, some awesome racing. I'm always trying to chase his times on the leaderboard. The hard part with Aussie Racing, and I mean this just goes for anyone that's like over in UK or even guys that are actually, say, Australia, down in the true Aussie. I always struggle to like match the timing of catching their lives. That's my hardest struggle. In a good way or bad way, Wade? I hope it's the latter there and that it's the good one. So T2, by the way, I mean, it's pretty exclusively bringing it down the first gear. In some cars, depending on the speed you're taking it, you can afford keeping it in second. and then throttling out to hit this green curb on the left. And then every car I've tested here, you're pretty much doing a single gear down, a quick whip on this next T3. And then don't let the braking area, if you leave it on, fool you folks, because there is no braking that is occurring here at T4. No braking, you're just letting off the gas, clipping that left inside curb. And then please correct me if you guys do it a different way. But T5 here, the last one, I tend to play it safe and double gear down. I feel like there's been occasions where like I keep it in third, going, I hit that in fourth, and then I'll bring this down to third if I'm braking hard enough, but most commonly I'm bringing it all the way down to second. Then I'm not full throttling, I'm like 60% back on the gas to clip that inside curb, and then hit the far brake marker without full sending it off the track. But yeah, it's usually like going from 50 gradually back up to 100 when I'm making this final line here. But let's definitely run some lobbies later, guys, and we'll do some car testing, you know, really see if we can push track limits to the max. Nice, I didn't even see that. 2 wins, 3 podiums since yesterday. Wait, this is your track, man. This is your track. What are you using here? What's the meta? Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Please do. I gotta get out here more. We just did, I don't know if you know who Lead Pencil is, Wade. Pretty notorious in the lap guide community for GT7. But, yeah, we just did for the Lead 2K Sally for his 2,000 subscriber celebration. We just did a bunch of 2 grids of racing, and one of the 4 races, I should say, was at Brands Hatch. So it was pretty clutch that I feel like we learned this right before it being the daily. Oh, the latest Porsche. Alright, I could see that. It's got the control for the cornering you need here, but also has that top. But, I mean, I shouldn't say it has the top, because there are cars with higher top. But for the distance that these legs are here, I feel like it has the acceleration to get you what you need. But yeah, I could see the new Porsche being really good here. Unless, did you say old Porsche? Yeah, the latest Porsche. Gotcha. It all depends if you didn't crash or not. Just saw that. Oh man, same Portal, same. It kind of shocked me, mainly the next day, as to how tired I was. Like, that really blew me away. I never would have expected that. Alright, we're just gonna floater right here for a quick sec. Let you guys stare at Brands Hatch. Whoa, that's not gonna work. Do these things just not stay level? Guess not. We'll just hit this. I can always come back. So what do you mean by like the normal weekly challenges slow? So like which ones do you tend to lean towards in GT7? I love doing the dailies, they're so much fun. I think you just requested Silverstone. We can check that out before we go to Le Mans or De Mans, whatever they call it. Silverstone Circuit, let's see, up by Birmingham. That's really just in the middle of the country. Might be a little tricky to find. Alright, let's zoom out. Northampton, southwest of that. Now let's zoom in on the map. Alright, yep. I need more town names. Hey, they're slow. Slow on the world. That's funny. Is this it? No. Banbury Airfield. Just bear with me here, guys. Bear with me. I saw Northampton a second ago. Oh, yeah, there's Northampton. So I think it's a little closer in. Maybe it's one of these. Yeah, Silverstone. There we go. Cool. Yo, I'm gonna check that out. Alright. And Wade. Did you come to the right place? We have none other but the Star Wars Darth Vader Sith drones. I mean, there's a million nicknames you can give this guy. Sith Portal, I mean. He's the Star Wars king in this chat. Kid you not. He has some sick Star Wars liveries on cars. And I know for a fact he is just a massive fan. Portal Corner. The one and only. You will never find a man who knows more about Star Wars than this guy. But I'm definitely going to have to check that out, Wade. That sounds super interesting. Alright, so we just came from Brands Hatch, and per popular request from Slow Aim himself, we are going to go check out Silverstone. Looks like it's rendering nicely as I approach. Now Silverstone, whose track is Silverstone in F1? Is it Gasly? Who's the king of Silverstone? I feel like it's not Gasly, I feel like it's someone else. It's not Pierre, is it? Wow. Yo, slow, definitely, if you don't mind, man. I feel like I started telling you what I wanted last night, livery and car-wise. No, I did tell you, the RCZ, that's what it was. Yeah, if you want to make a Star Wars one or a drone one, seriously, dealer's choice, Slow. Can make me anything your heart desires, designing-wise. Yeah, there we go, Wade. There we go, Wade. I appreciate it, and I've seen every Star Wars movie, probably multiple times. I mean, I gotta rewatch the older ones. I saw a lot of those growing up, but I feel like it has been years since I've seen them. But that being said, I've always been a big fan. I wouldn't say it's like top of the list for my sci-fi stuff or movies I love, but I'm definitely a huge movie guy. Huge movie guy. But like anyone else, I can appreciate Star Wars. I love it. Number-wise, probably 14, but to be completely honest with you, Slow, I tend to avoid putting numbers on cars. But if I was to pick a single number, it'd probably be 14. That was my hockey number growing up. And I don't know if... No, I didn't use that in rugby, because rugby numbers are by position. And then soccer, yeah, I think I may have used 14 as well. So yeah, if you feel like tossing a number, because you have complete creative control on this, toss probably 14, I would say. Silverstone is cool. It's kind of cool how like there's like buildings and kind of like functioning atmosphere to this place. The one part I'm not fully understanding, and maybe it's just the time of the year, or I shouldn't say time of the year, but I guess like when this track was rendered and captured by Google Maps, maybe the grandstands weren't created. So I'm just wondering, like, where would anyone be to watch this? And maybe that's just a part of this track that's not properly rendered. Like that's definitely, yeah, part of it. But so cool. Imagine, like, coming to stay here for, like, a race weekend or something. Gotta be sick. Oh, did they not have it in the past? Well, I'm curious when Portal gets back what he thinks his favorite one is. Probably had to step out for work for a bit. Yeah, definitely toss him a follow if you haven't, Wade. Portal Croner. He is just as much of a big of a Star Wars head as you, it sounds like. But I definitely want to check out that livery you were mentioning. That sounds pretty sick. Man, they really got a lot going on. Done deal, but I can tell you right now, it's probably not going to be there. Because I think of it this way, same idea as like Las Vegas, right? It's a track that isn't there year-round, kind of like Brands Hatch or Silverstone, for example. They have to create it for the race weekend, which is super insane to think about. I can probably find Monaco, right? No shot, no shot. I'm gonna look it up. Let's go check it out, though. But yeah, isn't that kind of wild to think that, like, they can take city streets? Like, Monaco, to me, is more impressive, because Vegas, yeah, like, it's pretty... Having been there a while, the roads are pretty well maintained, but like Monaco, like picture old Italian cobbled streets and stuff like that. How do they possibly make a racetrack out of Monaco? I mean, granted, they've been doing it for a long time now, so they clearly have it down pat, but like, my God. I don't fully comprehend the amount of work and labor and what they do to make this work. But alright, I'm just quickly looking up on the maps. Alright, I see it now. Cool. Monaco's over here. Is that it? No, that's Nice. Doesn't help that every single part of this countryside is like a famous location. Is it here? Is it here? Canes. I don't know if I passed it or not. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I feel like Amola is the name of the town. I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. Oh, no, that's at Imperia. Why is this so tricky to find? Is this it? I mean, this looks like something that would be it. Alright, back to square one. Bear with me. Sorry, guys. It's next to Eze, Menton. Alright, it's right above Nice. Gotcha. So let's go back to Nice, which I think was here. Yeah, alright. There's the airport, Nice. So then this is Monaco, I believe. There it is. There's Monaco. And then the racetrack, I believe, is, yep, I can. And then back down here. Alright, let's go check it out. Yeah, just identifying where these places are can be a little tricky sometimes. I can't even imagine, Wade. Seriously. I feel like that's the kind of thing that, for certain locations in life, I mean, to be able to afford it is the stupidest. Like, to be able to afford a place in Monaco today, you'd have to be very, very rich, multi-millionaire. I mean, not something modest, maybe, but like something half decent, I'm thinking, you know? But I feel like the way most people obtain stuff like this is like you just get lucky, you know? Like your family had this back in the 60s, 70s, and sure, Monaco is still the same place, but not what it is today, and you just hold on to it, and yeah. I feel like it's insane to think what you could probably rent these places out for, though. Such a sound point. Alright, there's the tunnel, I believe, right here that we're flying over. And then, yeah, I think that's where it comes out, maybe? No, this is the uphill part. Alright, yeah, so that's the downhill. Alright, I'm on the uphill. Let's just follow it around, now that I kind of know where we are. So it goes around the bay, goes around here, and then it loops around that building, and it comes right back down. And then it goes up these up streets. Man, this is gorgeous. Also, I'm trying to decide where, like, the best spot to be would be. Maybe somewhere up on these hills, because you can see a lot more of the track, like, behind you, too. Yeah, I think, like, up here would be nice. Then it goes around that bend. Just look at the amount of things, like, this cuts through. This is insane. And then it cuts all the way behind these buildings directly below me. Can't fully see the turn over here, but I believe it cuts through right here, would be my guess. And then that's where they probably build the chicane, unless it's farther down on these streets. But that would have been my... Oh, there's the chicane. I lied. I see it right below me now. So there's the chicane, and then you come through, you do the loop, and then, yeah, right by the water there, where that white rectangle building is, you can see the entrance. Yeah, right here. Oh, don't crash. You can see the entrance to the tunnel. I wonder where it comes out. Oh, I see. In between there, it comes out. Have you guys ever seen, I don't know who did it in F1, this was a number of years ago, the guy who just completely clipped the entire chicane here, or whatever you want to call this, just skipped it entirely. I thought it was so funny seeing that live. I mean, a number of people do if they mess it up, like, for different reasons, but they usually take it slow. Whoever it was just flew through it and skipped the entire turn. Yeah, I am. I am slow. I'm on Rusty's Discord. I just joined it the other day. Yeah, legit, Wade. I feel like there's really no place in the world I can think of other than maybe, like, Dubai, but that doesn't have the same stakes as, like, Monaco around the Grand Prix. You know what I mean? I feel like Monaco Grand Prix is really, like, the most James Bond type thing you can go do. Show up in a, what are they called, the DB6, that Aston Martin tuxedo in a DB6, you're living large. That's a lavish life right there. Monaco is so gorgeous. I had a buddy who just came here for, I think it was last year's F1. His family took a trip to Italy and France, I want to say. Because I think it's in France. It might also be Italy, but I know he went to Lake Como too. Which honestly might just be north of here, up in the Alps. Might also be part of Italy. Yeah, I feel like it is Italy. Alright, we're gonna go fly somewhere else. Actually, you know what? Really quickly. I just want to see the view from the top here. I just love cities and towns that are built on, like, hillsides. I think it's the coolest looking approach from the water. Look at that, Monaco, folks. Let's get this going up. Imagine trying to climb these hills. Talk about switchbacks. My God. I've been fortunate enough to have been to Italy once in my life. It's the southern tip Brindisi, and then I forget the name of the town that we visited after that. I mean, a lot of the architecture for coastal towns resembles this. It was a little different. It was more of like an old fort type town, but similar buildings as you meandered through. But anyway, long story short, I remember people I was with, my cousins and such, wanted to do a bike ride. So we took some mountain bikes out, and we went and did the switchbacks, and my God, my legs were on fire. My oldest cousin, like, he was kind of training at the time for, I think, a marathon or something, so that's why he wanted to do it. So he was able to do it no problem, you know, really could manage. But the rest of us, man, we were hopping off every 2 seconds. Like, they're just so steep. And then finally you get some relief when you're going down. But going up is so tough. You just, wow, what a view up here. What a view. My God. That is gorgeous. Unbelievable. Alright, we'll change up the flight location now. You want to see Qatar F1? I'll see if that's even available. Let's see. I mean, I don't know why I'm even looking up where it is. I know where it is. At least I think I do. I thought it was north of Dubai, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm dead wrong about that. So, Yemen, Oman, United Emirates. Yeah, I feel like Qatar's over here, isn't it? Alright, I'm just gonna look it up. F1 track. What's it called? Bahrain or something like that? Or is that the one that's in Bahrain? It's Bahrain, Qatar? I don't know. I mix up all these places. Alright, so I had that right for where Qatar is. It's in this area. This is Qatar here. And then here is Bahrain. Let's go check it out. So y'all already know there's only one way to do Bahrain. And that is at night. Oh, there's the legend. The notorious Phil Casso. Hope the workday is going good, man. Yo, how did I not even notice that? Where a Bailey? What is going on, you legend? I'm so sorry for missing that. You doing any racing today? Where a Bailey in the house? Everyone toss him a quick follow if you don't mind, guys. Sub up. Where a Bailey and Phil Casso. Two legends for completely different reasons. Bailey with his Wearer League, which is super intense if you guys haven't seen it. Some really high-end elite racing, kid you not. And they're endurance races too, which is super cool, so they're pretty long. And then Phil Casso, I mean, just the king of liveries, if you haven't heard of that guy. Unbelievable. Really appreciate you legends stopping in. I was doing Brands Hatch when I first got online, checking out the dailies, and then obviously Kyoto's fictional, but Le Mans is still on the docket here. Oh, that's way too bright. I really hope they have night lights of the track set up. I'm not getting that vibe though. Yeah, it's gonna be pitch dark. Alright. That should be good enough. Cool. Hey, really appreciate you stopping in, man. Seriously. Spread the love, guys. Spread the love. And of course you're at work, man. I feel like you're... Whoa, what just happened? What just happened? I just hit my remote. Sorry about that. 2 seconds, guys. All of a sudden, Amazon popped up on my TV, and I'm like, did I just end my live stream? Yeah, yes, sir. Midday entertainment for all. Oh, what I was saying with that, I was going to say, when aren't you working, Bailey? Seriously, you're just the corporate man. the corporate guy. That is the coolest theme, by the way. I just find that so entertaining how, like, your channel has that theme to it. Like, most people have, like, you know what I mean, like, kind of vibes and stuff like that, or they might have, like, I don't know, like, take Noodle, for example. He's, like, the overlay guy. I feel like that's how I know him. Fulcasso as the livery guy, / like, the neon EDM vibes. The corporate tie vibes, man. That is just, that's such a cool, like, concept to me. I'm trying to think who else has a vibe, or, like, a theme, so to speak. Also, this looks like an airport. This is just, like, not Bahrain. Hot Rod has a pretty cool concept, if you guys don't know who he is. I know a bunch of you do. But he's the pizza king, that guy. I mean, he literally works at a, what's it called? Pizza shop, I guess? I don't know what you'd call that. Pizzeria in real life. And he owns it, man. He owns it loud and proud. So every time he's on track, when he's passing people, cracks me up so hard every time he's, what does he say? I think he says something along the lines of, like, how he's serving them up pies. He's like, oh, another pizza pie for you. Oh, it gets me every time, man. It was your wife's idea, Mrs. Bailey. Nice. Yeah, I love seeing Race Control and everyone always in chat hanging out. Mad support from the fam. That's always super cool to see. I mean, same idea as Led, right? Seeing his whole fam in chat, right? Hey, Portal, welcome back. I don't know if you heard this when you were working, Portal. I saw you had to take off for a second. Also, I'm going back to Brands Hatch now that all you legends are here. We're gonna go check that out. Because this is just not looking how I remember it. But yeah, Portal, check out Wade above in chat. Skeletal Wade. He was when it comes to Star Wars liveries too. But he was mentioning, I think he said Aussie Pug, maybe it was Aussie Ross. I forget which one of them. One of them made him a pretty sick Star Wars livery, he was saying. Alright, let me just remember. Brands Hatch is southeast of London. It's around here somewhere. There we go. There it is from the sky. I mean, it's almost easier to look at it from here. Obviously, I'm gonna go fly it though. But yeah, let's really get let's get some analysis going, guys, from the sky. I like it slow. Embracing the slow theme. That's a good play on words. Nice, selling refinances. That's a good juggling of tasks right there. Some good multitasking. Yeah, I try not to talk about my job too much, just not to bore you guys. I mean, half the time, let's be honest, I'm not even working really. That's kind of the beauty of my cozy situation with my job. Is I can work on anything I need to do project-wise months in advance before it's actually like has to be presented or due. But secondly, I've kind of mentioned this before, my dad owns the corporation I work for. So because of that, I work in the group medical department, completely separate from what he does, but I pretty much am just like quoting, spreadsheeting medical policies all day for our clients. And so other than when I'm doing that months in advance for the clients, like it's such a cozy situation. And I'm not the one actually presenting it, so it's like my boss will pretty much take it from there. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you guys with talking about that stuff. As I'm sure Bailey can agree, refinancing doesn't really sound like the most entertaining stream topic. But good for you, man. No better time while you got some free time at work just to get some video editing out of the way. I'm going to slow it down real quick. Make sure I'm not missing any chats here. Yeah, we gotta get Slow streaming someday. So if you haven't met Slow before, he's actually a youngin', at least compared to most of us. I don't want to call him a youngin', don't think he's like a kid. But, I mean, how old are you, Slow? Like 21, 20, something like that? But yeah, it's funny how many, I mean, I'm not an old head, at least like most guys, right? I know Portal calls himself that. Or like Old Man Grover, for instance, with the white beard. But even like most of you guys are slightly older than me. I'm about to turn 30. I know like Portal, I think, is near his 40s or something like that, in his 40s. I think Saragon's about the same. I feel like most of you guys are like late 30s, 40s, stuff like that. Alright, I'm gonna try and slow this down right now. I'm on controller, so it's a little tricky. Hey, the blue livery, it's gotta be Phil down there. Yeah, Phil, I feel like you're a couple years older than me, if I had to guess. In your mid-30s? Early 30s? It's always such a guessing game for me in terms of people's age. Hey, you did the song in your stream, man? That's huge. That's huge. Alright, I got pauses. I can't read chat and fly at the same time. Yeah, numbers all day, Bailey. Don't you love that, man? Just number crunching. Doesn't your brain just love that? Staring at spreadsheets and presentations and numbers all day? I'm literally the same way. I mean, you get used to it. You don't really think about it. You can kind of ignore it, but like it definitely does get tedious. Yeah, isn't Grover the oldest for sure? He's got to be. I can't think of anyone that I know of that's older than him. And I don't even actually know his age. I feel like I'm just saying that because he's like all white beard, you know? I just associate that as being old and wise. Like a Gandalf the Grey type situation. You just turned 30? Yeah, I just said 30. 40, Phil? Can't even talk, man. Jeez. I never would have guessed that. Like, I knew you were definitely later 30s if I was to ever guess your age, but I probably would have assumed you were like 36, 37, something around there. But I guess that's really not far off from mid-40. Grover's 58. Gotcha. Gotcha. That makes sense. That guy's got some life experience under his belt. Yeah, 40's the new 30. Oh, I dig it. It is, man. As long as you feel young, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Yeah, what's the drinking age over in the UK, Slow? Is it 21 or is it 18 over there? I always forget. But anyway, either way, man, happy belated for turning 21. I know it's, at least in the US, that's a big one. 21's the new 12. Oh, that's good. Alright, so we're already here, so we might as well do an actual track analysis, guys, not just fly around and chat all day. So let's see, here we are at the pits, grid start here. Hey, happy almost birthday, Wade, turning 30 as well. Yeah, I'm gonna turn 30 in June. Coming up, man. Coming up. Big 3-0. 3-0s, oh my Lanta. Yeah, we'll have to do something special for it, you know, Wade? Maybe I'll make a special song or something, the AI songs for it. Do some streaming. I don't know, maybe a long endurance race. 30-hour endurance race. Alright, so here, please correct me if I'm wrong, or just please toss your opinion out. I love hearing how everyone does the track differently than me. It's kind of hard to really talk about this since we're not in cars and visually looking at the gearbox and how we're doing it. I typically do, I double gear it down. I'll hit 2 gears down on this first curb. I feel like I've tested it where I hit it in 4th, and I didn't like that because I felt like I had to brake too hard, so I typically will bring it all the way down to 3rd in T1 here. And then pretty much gassing it all the way back up. I forget if I bring it back into 4th on this straight, but I feel like either way, you're full throttle, as long as you're not getting off track. And then depending on which car you're in, you're either bringing it all the way down the 1st, or some cars I felt like you could hold it in 2nd gear making this. But I wanted to typically do a later brake because I felt like braking early here had me too close to the apex and I couldn't fully gas how I wanted to make that 2nd green curb on my exit. But most commonly I felt like I was in 1st at the apex. second maybe floating into it. And then you're pretty much back in second for your exit. Let's slow it down. T3 here. To my memory, you're pretty much only doing a single gear down. Yeah, it's a very quick whip, you know, with that single gear down. So it's a quick motion. Yeah, seriously. First, if you're defending, legit. You kind of have to, because second, you carry too much speed in to. Can I help you? 2 seconds, guys. My girlfriend's talking to me. I am on live stream right now. Everything good?
I just wanted to...
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. She was home in the middle of the day, just grabbing some lunch. Yeah. Lady Drones. I wasn't sure what the combo was going to be, so I muted it real quick. But now she's just her saying hi. Maybe if she's feeling generous enough, she'll give a quick shout out. She's passing by on her way out. But yeah, let's see what you guys said. Slow, I got you, man. I definitely can make you a song, by the way. Don't be too jealous, Wade. Don't be too jealous. The old lady. What track is this one, Slow? So we're back at Brands Hatch right now. This is Daily B for the week. Daily B. Thought I'd give you guys a little aerial tour. Yeah, it comes with time, Wade. Seriously, just like Phil just said. Seriously, life for everyone, I've realized, is at such different paces. Whether you're looking at a job, or whether you're looking at a relationship, or whether you're looking at, you know, traveling, the things you want to do, or the hobbies you want to get into, and just the pace of how you're improving with that, or how you're learning something, or any skill, anything you really want to apply yourself to in life, I feel like, yeah, don't rush it, you know. Too often times I feel like I forced it, and then you end up in places you don't want to be, and you just gotta let it happen half the time. So that's spot on, Phil. Spot on. Hey, you want to give my stream a quick shout out? Say hello to everyone.
What?
Never mind. I can tell you're in your own little world. You can make lunch. Do your thing.
What is your stream?
Yeah, everyone online right now that I'm chatting with. Yeah. They can't hear you from there. You're good. Yeah, I'm on the microphone right now. You're good. Don't worry about little old me. You make your lunch. Get back to your big girl work. No, I noticed. I'm sorry. I was on live stream, so I didn't answer. I apologize about that. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, Portal. We still got to do that. So I don't think I've mentioned this to Phil or Bailey or anybody.
Shout out that local voting is important.
I don't think I've said this to any of you guys, but when I first met Portal, that's something we kept chatting about, is we got to create like a night, not a league, because I know they probably wouldn't want to do it all the time, but maybe just like a single night one month where we like have it set up and pick a date where everyone's around. We're going to let our wives and girlfriends on the sim rigs and do a race. There's going to be like a best of the rest type thing. See whose wives or girlfriends was the fastest. But the hard part's convincing them to even hop on the sim rig, honestly. At least for my girlfriend. The portals are on. She loves the portals, man. She was cracking up talking to your wife last time we were streaming together. Yeah, she wants in, Bailey. Now we're talking. Honestly, Bailey, you might be one of the best guys to set it up, too, especially with the Wera stuff. I feel like you just have a great scheduling ability for how you set up that league. So I got to take a page out of your book there. You've been trying to get the Phil misses to join for a long time. It's not an easy to convince them. Seriously. When I first got the sim rig, I tried to convince my girlfriend Meg to get on, and yeah, she struggled with the force feedback. I feel like is what it was. She didn't really like what the wheel was doing. It is stressful. I'll give you that. What are you making for lunch over there, or what are you?
Oh, I'm feeding him. I'm gonna head back.
Nice.
And yeah.
Nice. I'll see you tonight. Oh yeah, you have the event. Maybe I'll come by. Yeah, I'll catch you over at Pepe's for your event for that.
Shout out to Pepe's restaurant.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm gonna get back to this. Love you tons, and I'll see you after work at your event.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Have a drink ready for me. Whiskey on the rocks. Rum and Coke too. That's fun. That's fun. Oh man, she cracks me up. The old lady. Yeah, we really would have to coach them through it, seriously. If I'm smart, I'm gonna start getting her some coaching lessons now. You know, she'll be leading the grid in no time. Yeah, seriously, if you don't mind setting it up, Bailey, that would be amazing. Do you have? Actually, I shouldn't even ask that because it's probably for Wera if you do have a Discord thing right now. But yeah, man, if you ever start a new one for like other purposes, or I guess if Wera is just like an open Discord, open for all, I'll gladly join that. Probably not going to join your Wera League, not quite ready for that jump. But yeah, I remember at one point you were mentioning the idea of starting a second grid too, with like B, C drivers, stuff like that, or even like some A guys that just like can't fit into the top league. If you ever do that, man, definitely keep us posted. I've been looking for a league. Portal and I have even been tossing around the idea of starting something, you know, something more casual, just for like lesser guys to kind of just get a foot in the door. Whoa, that's a crash. Yeah, nah, you're spot on, Phil. Spot on. You couldn't have corrected me better. She is the boss lady. She really is the boss. What do you guys think this is over here? Just like a little testing track? Or you think that's like for carts or something? Maybe you can like show up the Brands Hatch and get a kart experience? Yeah, that'd be so sick, Portal, honestly. Also, I have been flying around Brands Hatch for like, I don't even know, 10 minutes now. But if anyone wants to see another track, another place in the world, let me know. For now, I'm just going to generically go fly somewhere. Yeah, Prospect League would be sick. But I guess that's going to be tricky because you almost don't... I don't know if you'd want to combine that Discord-wise or not. Because it's such a fragile thing what you have in terms of... I mean, we were talking about this in your stream not too long ago. The reason where it is what it is, yeah, sure, you could argue it's how it's set up, the scheduling, this and that. It's the people. It's really the drivers that are involved that make it the great thing that it is for the intensity of League, to everyone showing up every week, all that kind of stuff. And because of that, it's very fragile. So I feel like that's smart that you don't just let people in the Discord, let people in the League, blah, blah, blah. Like, you really should keep it that way. Because it's probably, I mean, you've been doing this obviously a lot longer than me. It's probably so easy for something like that to get messed up. Even just by a single or two drivers that don't show up, or just like maybe they're dirty, they never really got vetted at the beginning. Yeah, it's easy for a league like that to go south. So major props for keeping its integrity and keeping it at high caliber too. It's not easy, man. Oh, sorry, I just saw that. Looks like Portal beat you to it slow, so I'm going to go Dragon Trail first, and then we'll check out Fuji. Alright, Dragon Trail. Oh, you know what? I am so dumb. I wasn't even thinking as I agreed to that. Portal, you're going to laugh at this. I don't think it's a real track. I don't think any of the Dragon Trails... I mean, obviously Seaside's not real, but I don't think any of them are real. Maybe it is. Is Dragon Trail real? Yeah, no, Dragon Trail is not a real-world racetrack. It is a fictional circuit featured by Gran Turismo Sport 7. Or are they saying only Seaside is fictional? If any of you know in chat, please let me know. Yeah, all of Dragon Trail is made up? Yeah, that's what I assumed. I knew Seaside 100% didn't exist because, I was talking about this with Bailey the other day. The amount of fatalities you would have per season, my God. Like, you could hand me keys to a Porsche and be like, hey, take this out for free, take this car out for free, and I'd say no. I'd be like, I'm never taking it on this track. Alright, let's see where else you guys said. Fuji? We can go to Fuji. I also see Daytona. Daytona might actually... I'm going to do Fuji after, if you don't mind, Slow. Daytona might be rendered a lot better. And plus, I've actually never been to the Tri-Oval, so I kind of want to go see it. Alright, let's pull this up on the maps. I have a general idea where it is, but I really have no idea. Alright, it's above Orlando? Cool. Where's Orlando? Daytona. There it is. Alright, so there's the track. Looks a little bright. Actually, really quick, let's see if there's any night lights here. Oh, there are. Alright. No, it's not that bright, though. Yeah, it's kind of dark. I wish any of these tracks were lit up. That'd be pretty sick to do a night flight. New York City, you like that? Yeah, you're really not too far away. A couple hours, man. Maybe less. I don't even know. I guess from where you are in Virginia. But that blew me away the other day. How close you are to DC, Poberto. That was pretty wild. All right, there's the Tri-Oval. This feels so much more natural flying this way. I prefer racing in Chase Cam and GT7. Flying is a whole other story for some reason. It's just like awkward. Alright, look at this. Let's get over to the grid start. So this is definitely the Tri-Oval, because I don't see the bus stop. I mean, I kind of see the bus stop. It doesn't look rendered completely. Oh, it's not the Tri-Oval. Yeah, oh, I see. Because in real life, yeah, they need dual capabilities, so I guess the Tri-Oval is on the outside of the track? It's kind of crazy to think. Look at these grandstands. Oh, you're up in Hoboken. All right, yeah, you're not too far away at all. I have a cousin that's down in Hoboken, Bailey. That's hilarious. Yeah, you're just across the river, man. Yeah, I am East Coast, by the way. I'm up in Worcester, Mass. So I am not too far north of you guys. Just a couple hours. Gotcha. Born and raised in Orlando. Yeah, how you liking the weather up north? Adjusting to the cold yet? Yeah, all the traffic, seriously. It really is. Also, I'm gonna go around this. Probably the trickiest braking marker in the entire track. I mean, it's not tricky. It's pretty easy once you nail this in terms of hitting that T1. But it's just a very rapid braking because you have so much speed. The cold's killing you. That's gotta be tricky adjusting to it after your entire life being Orlando. I need to plan a trip down, by the way. Me and my girlfriend keep talking about, I mean, for the most part, like, we love, like, more adulty vacations, going to Vegas, you know, going somewhere more upscale, but we've been talking of, whoa, look at this rendering. What's happening right now? What is happening? Track's getting all bumpy. What in the world? That's freaking me out. Anyway, we keep talking about planning a trip to Epcot soon. Do a little Disney vacation. Massively underrated. Walking around Epcot, doing the whole drink tour thing. And even just like the roller coasters, going down, get some good food. But typically we're more like foodie travelers, you know, like something like going to Nashville, go to Vegas, make a trip out to San Diego, stuff like that. Yeah. Just saw your comment out of the corner of my eye. It's an earthquake. Imagine trying to drive this. My God. Alright, I totally lost my bearings on the track here too. Alright, so you go around there. Oh, so that's where you'd make that turn. And then what? I'm confused. So you come around. Oh, I see. It's just angled a little differently than I imagined in my head. Alright. So this is the part where you're whipping it, you're not braking, and then you're bringing it down to second, and then here's your sharp turn corner, and then you're back on the outskirts. I see it now. Let's go see what the bus stop looks like post-earthquake. I don't see lightning out here, guys. I don't see them. Oh, that's how you met your wife? No way, man. That's so funny. What a small world that I'm talking about that. Alright, so this must be where they... No, it's farther ahead. Yeah, the bus stop has to be somewhere in this poorly rendered area. Oh, I see it. There it is. See if I can take it high speed. See if this heli can do the bus stop. Zoom. Zoom. I mean, with the rudder control, kind of, but... Alright, poorly rendered, but cool track. Cool track. Oh, no way, I didn't even see that last part. She worked for Disney? I thought about that back in the day, like, post-college and all that stuff. It seems like such a chill gig. Like, I keep wording this all the time when it comes to careers, because, my girlfriend's been in and out of a different few and stuff like that. She's always kind of browsing. And, I mean, she tends to look for stuff that's more corporate, high-paying, too. But I keep telling her there's nothing really better to be said about working jobs that you genuinely enjoy and have a fun time. Like for me, the example I give is when I was a ski bum out in Vail, Colorado post-college. Sure, didn't make as much money as I do now and stuff like that, but like the quality of life I had and the amount of fun I had working that job every day, you can't compare. It's more of a lifestyle than an actual job. But then on the counterclockwise, I mean, you could say, yeah, you have more of a lifestyle having a corporate job because you can afford and pay for more. So there's pros and cons to both sides. Seriously, all about the benefits, man. Yeah, the pay is never great for stuff like that, but it's more about the experience of working for somewhere that is just such a blast. And that was my experience, at least working at a ski resort too. Different, but similar in style, I guess you could say. I haven't forgotten your comment, Slow. You wanted to see Fuji International. Which I have never been to before, and wow, that is in a tricky location to find. But we're going to do it. We are going to do it. Alright. Let's get over to Japan. There it is. Bear with me, folks. About here. Yeah, it's around here. Is this it? Alright, let me zoom in. Oh, I see it's below this, so that's it. Yep, got it. Really quickly, I'll look at this one tonight, see if it actually has anything half decent. No, I don't know if this is gonna be a night flight. Yeah, too dark. Yeah, I guess they just don't want to light up the tracks here in Microsoft Flight Sim. Not like the cities are lit up, at least. Set as departure. Let's go check it out. Alright, 2 seconds here. Just checking my phone real quick. Alright, ready to go. Alright, folks, we are at Fuji International Speedway. Let's check it out. Oh, I should have taken off from the helipad. That would have been more fitting. Alright, let's shed some speed, shave off some altitude. Let me get my bearings here, because I feel like I don't really race here a lot, so I have to kind of remember layout. Alright, so there's the grid start, goes around. Oh, alright, I remember this now. I know what track we're at. It's like I know all the names of the tracks and can like picture the map of it, but until I physically see it and I'm there, it's almost like I don't have the muscle memory for what I'm trying to do. But then yeah, once I see something like this, it all kind of comes back. Huh, interesting track. I mean, there's really not much to these, to be quite honest for you. Like, maybe there's a couple, like Daytona, the past one. Granted, that was pretty poorly rendered. That have more grandstands and stuff. But yeah, there's not a lot going on. Other than that crazy mountain of Mount Fuji in the background. Yeah, not the best rendered either. Just like a highway. Yeah, we're gonna leave Fuji. Pretty poorly rendered, unfortunately. I will go to that mountain that was nearby, though. Because that looked pretty sick. Let's hop in an airplane. Just getting a texture on aviation. These are some of my favorites. Cessnas are more realistic in terms of learning, because it's like, if you were to go to actual pilot school, 90% chance that's going to be your starter plane is some kind of a version of a Cessna. But I just love the Beechcrafts because you can actually pull in your gears. I don't love airplanes that just have their wheels out constantly. Alright, let's make it daytime. Mount Fuji, here we go. Honestly, this is probably a better way for me to do some of the
track analysis. Oh, Portal, never gonna apologize. That goes for all you guys, seriously. I so greatly appreciate you guys even stopping in. If you gotta take off an Irish goodbye at any point, seriously, no problem. I greatly appreciate you guys. Hey, Bailey, same to you, man. Have a great work day, man. Hope you guys have a good one, and if any of you are live later, I'll definitely be catching you. Let me just read the rest of what you just said, Portal. I think Rusty mentioned that he was possibly starting one later, too. I know Slow had the idea as well. Yeah, no, I assumed you meant short there. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, take care to all. Best of luck at your work days, guys. Hope the grind is bearable. And yeah, let's all hop on some GT7 later. I'll be catching you guys in your lives for some much needed relaxation post work. This is pretty crazy, not gonna lie. This just like sits here like this. So most mountains, I feel like looking around, like you kind of understand how, or I should reword that. Mountain ranges make a lot more sense to me because it's just two tectonic plates that are essentially rising up against each other, pushing against each other, and because of that smashing, it's lifting the ground above sea level, creating these mountain ranges. Something like this in Mount Fuji, I don't understand. So I guess it's called Mount Fuji, but like my only thought is this had to have been a volcano. Because I don't understand how something this large can just be in like the middle by itself. Like how does this just rise from the ground over millions of years? My plane doesn't even have the capabilities to get up there, I feel like. Done deal. Done deal. Yeah, I prefer doing this. So for streaming, Portal, I usually do this just so people have like a view, can see around. But I'm glad you said that because I prefer flying this way. I prefer real flying. So when you're gaining elevation, it makes for a poor sight because you can't really see much of a view. But when you're losing elevation, you can actually kind of see stuff, which is cool. But I mean, you just kind of look out the window too, which is nice. Whoa, that's way... I'm going to stall. Alright, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Bring it down. That's way too drastic. We want like a 5-degree bank. That was like a 70. Even this is a little high. I think that's like 10 degrees. Let's see. Yeah, it's above 5. So you can see the degree markers too. So you could fly technically all instruments. This shows your levels for wings in terms of when I have that. Like that's perfectly level is where I'm aiming that. And if you turn to either side, it also gives you your indicators. So you can see your wing bank angle. So if I turned it really hard, that'd be like, all right, that's way too drastic. The idea is you want to line them, right? So that's why your instruments are actually super helpful for flying. It's because it's showing you, based on the aircraft's capabilities, what the safest way of doing something is. And so when it comes to elevation changes, I remember in flight school they teach you, for takeoff you can be upwards to, I think it is like 10, but you never really want to be above that. Otherwise you risk stalling out the aircraft. And I think it's roughly the same rules for decrease too. You never really want to be above or below 10. These other instruments are more just like for long distance mapping, figuring out like your directionals, your heading, all that kind of stuff. This is more short range, figuring out your airspeed, your elevation, your bank angle, you know, your general direction, all that kind of stuff. You can even see the longitude, latitude at the top there, which is nice. Alright, so now we're more appropriately flying how we'd actually be flying this airplane. You'd never really be that close to anything. Grover, what's going on, you legend? Appreciate you stopping in, man. I gotta tell you, Grover, you have sent me down the coolest rabbit hole I've ever found in my life. I'm having so much fun with this Suno AI music stuff. Major props for being willing to share in terms of how the site that you do that, man. It is such a blast. Hey, someone link his channel in here. If I had to guess, every single person in my humble little stream right now follows you. No rabbit holes. Oh man, I love it. Yeah, I'm stuck in the hole forever now. It's not even a rabbit hole anymore, man. Alright, let's see, we'll get back to Fuji International. I know it was around here somewhere. I don't remember what direction it was in though. Oh, that's smart that you do it for Spotify. Yeah, I'm just having fun with it, messing around right now. Done deal. Never. Never would. That's hilarious. Money. Yeah, you should start charging for it, man. Seriously. If people want you to make them songs and stuff like that, too. I feel like it's a very low end, the stuff I've made so far, but, like, there's a couple catchy choruses, you know? Like, I'd probably give it, like, a 4 or 5 out of 10. For me, it's more just, like, insane that that's even a thing, you know? Just, like, you can write some lyrics and AI can turn it into a full song. That's nuts. I had no idea such a thing really existed. Well, I kind of did, but, like, not with such quality. I had no idea that, that such sites even existed. But yeah, man, keep it up. Your songs are insane. My favorite by far is the one you use for that intermission. Good looks. That would be so greatly appreciated, seriously. Because I've been struggling with that. The prompts are kind of tricky to work with. I have to rework a lot of them to get it to flow good, or even to get certain sections to work. So yeah, I'm gonna DM you later today if you don't mind. That'd be greatly appreciated, man. If you guys haven't heard it, go to Grover's Discord and check out his Suno channel. That's what it's called. SUNO. This guy is 10 times better than anything I can make. Hey, never any worries, man. I was saying this to Bailey and to Philness earlier. Seriously, I so greatly appreciate you guys just even stopping in, just tossing that like. Never any worries if you guys have to Irish goodbye. You know, especially the fact that I'm usually live middle of the day, too. Everyone's working. But yeah, I'll be keeping the lookout for later, whoever's live on tonight. Legends. And Slow, I will be on GT7 later tonight. I won't be live. I'll probably be in somebody else's stream. Most likely Grover, Bailey's, Phil's, whoever's on. But yeah, I'll definitely be playing. 1000%. Also, I love how I'm just like going in circles right now. Just like the most unentertaining flying I could ever give you guys. Yeah, same here, Grover. I've been working remote for like 2 years now. I loved it at first, and I still do, don't get me wrong, but like, there's definitely a part of my social mental health that's taken a toll. But I mean, hey, as of recently, I found the whole GT7 world, got a sim rig, and meeting a lot of new people, so I feel like that's kind of taken up a lot of my time as well now, which is nice. Meeting a lot of cool guys on a lot of cool streams. Why am I... Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's go see what Bailey's up to for work right now, guys. We'll go over to New York City, Hoboken, not too far away. I have a cousin that works down there, lives down there right now. Seems like a great area. Hey, take care, Grover. Hope you have a great rest of your work day or editing day, whatever you're doing as you're working remote right now. And yeah, if you're live later, I'll be catching you on tonight. Oh, you're going to be online 10 p.m. tonight, Slow? Cool. Sweet, sweet. So yeah, you are, let me think about this, like 6 hours ahead. So that's probably like 4 p.m. my time. So cool. I'll see you on in like 3 to 4 hours then. I'm sure you'll catch me in one stream or another. Or one lobby or another. Also, what am I doing? I've been doing day flying all day. Let's do a little chill night flying, you know? It's limited where you can do it. So when I'm in a major city, it's fully lit up at night. So let's give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. Alright, New York City, guys. Yeah, I got you, Slow. I'll toss you a message. And sorry about yesterday. I need to change my setting. I most typically leave my PlayStation on idle, so it doesn't even like show that I'm online half the time. But the worst part of that is I don't get the notifications always. So I have it set for one of my party chats. I think I get them. I think I changed it last night after you said you messaged me and I didn't see it. But yeah, in the past, anytime people would message me, I'd like have to go to it to physically see it. It wouldn't just pop up. Same for Discord. I had to change that recently. Because it's like I would check it every like 2 to 3 days in the past, and it's like, oh, I just have a slew of messages. Like I almost missed Led telling me that I was in for the 2K event. I think I was like a day late checking that up. I do. Yo, that's actually a great call. I usually only use the PS app on my phone for anytime if I want to, send videos or shorts and stuff to my phone. I do most editing on my laptop. Occasionally, I mean, with simple stuff, I'll do it on my phone. It's that easy. But yeah, I didn't even think about that in terms of really checking it for messaging. That's actually mad smart. I really only use it for capturing right now. In New York. How's the volume, by the way? Because I lowered the volume for like being on external earlier. So like when I'm in cockpit, like my voice isn't super loud and the game's quiet, right? Is it like a nice solid balance mix? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that for sure. And same here, Portal. Definitely been using Discord and all that more. I feel like I'm pretty bad about checking it half the time. I mean, there's definitely faster helis I could be using right now, but... No, I prefer flying from inside, especially places like New York. It's more fun. But I just wanted to make sure, since I adjusted it externally before, that the volume now wasn't like too quiet, for instance. I genuinely prefer flying this way. But here's the funny part. You'll notice this. When I glance at like a normal angle, where you can see the instruments and out, you notice that glare that's right there? So I typically try and look up a little bit, that way it's not as bad. Alright, let's do some crazy stuff around the city. Let's thread some needles, folks. Just close. Whew. Oh, that was a close one. Oh my god. This is getting a little sketchy, guys. Getting a little sketchy. Come on, no, don't hit it, don't hit it, don't slam. The hardest part is just keeping it straight. I feel like I'm getting a little turbulence as I go through. Oh my god. This is actually way more difficult than it looks right now. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Whew. Alright, alright. Let's get up and over. A little rudder control and a drop. Nice. That worked well. That worked well. Alright, more rudder control. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it now. And this street's a little wider too. The awkward part at first, kind of like similar. Oh no, come on. Save it, save it. Nah, crash. I didn't see it till it was too late. The awkward part at first that I've noticed is kind of like when you're in bumper view versus chase cam and stuff like that. When you're first learning to pilot the helicopter in the cockpit, it's hard to kind of imagine the size and the width and like the, I guess, the blade span of the actual helicopter. So you kind of get used to it the more you fly camera. And then when you make the jump back, you kind of understand where it is. But the amount of times when I was first playing this game that I would clip like my back rotor or something on like buildings. Yes, sir. He's 9 to 1K? What do you mean? Hold on. Let me go to his page right now. Is he live and you're saying there's 1,000 people?
Nice goatee, Sean. I like it. I like it.
Oh, he's almost at 1,000. He's 9 away. Let's go. I see what you're saying now. Gotcha. He is so close. Yeah, I love Rad. Rad is awesome. Mr. Spicy himself. Have you guys experienced Granny yet? Anyone who just met Rad? That caught me so off guard the first time I met Granny. So off guard. Yeah, he really is such a high-class entertainer. He knows how to keep the people on their toes, that's for sure. Mr. Spicy himself. Nice, nice. I don't think Portal's met Granny yet. I was I was fibbing the Portal the other day, just trying to get him to mention Granny to Rad. I was like, yo, Rad has a grandmother that literally hops on his PS5 every now and again without him knowing. Dude, you are in for such a treat when you first meet Granny. It took me by storm. I had no idea Granny even existed, so I was just like chilling in his live. I think it was like a week or two ago. And he had to go make something or go use the bathroom, and yeah, Granny was strolling by, decided to hop on his PS5. This game is so relaxing. I feel like just like floating around, looking at like the night views everywhere. Let's hear it, Portal. I love a good funny story. or a good funny anecdote. Oh, I did too much. Way too much. And it stalled it. That's a tricky one. So it's kind of like the perfect turn in GT7. You can do it to an extent. I don't even know how I'm trying to word that, I guess. Yeah, that's a bad analogy for what I was actually trying to say. Are you kidding me? It's honestly easy to remember, too. Easy to remember. Because I remember when I first met you, yeah, it was on the TJ account. So every time I say TJ Thompson, I'm like, yeah, that's Portal. That's so funny. You know what gets me, though, sometimes, speaking of, like, that concept? I think we were dealing with this in Rusty's lobby last night. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I seriously don't care. It's just more confusing is when somebody's YouTube handle is different than their gamer tag. I mean, for the most part, I usually remember once I know it, like Clarky being Nikki, all that kind of stuff. But it's like, come on, guys. Just make it easy for everyone. Make it the same name. Alright, what are the odds I can fly New York low and fast doing an airplane? Does that seem impossible? That seems impossible. We're going to try. I mean, something faster would probably be better, because then I can bail out if I have to. But, I don't know. Like, let's try like a... I mean, the Red Bull plane 100% could, because those are so agile. But I don't want something that agile. Yeah, let's just do like a text drone. Nice and smooth. Change that to nighttime. I remember, yeah. Because you didn't know that before either, I believe. But yeah, it's even funnier too when you've like known a person or you see their name constantly, and then you suddenly make that connection, say like weeks later. And it's like, yo, why have you never told me this? Oh, it's such a riot. Alright guys, we're gonna see if we can go low and fast through the New York skyline. Have a lot of agility. So TJ Thompson's is Portal, by the way, Slow, if you didn't know that. I assume you knew that, but if you didn't, Portal and TJ are the same person, just different accounts. Yo, I remember that. I think he read your message wrong. I remember that comment. He was like, yo, Portal is just here, man. I mean, to be fair, though, it's hard to read chat while you're racing. Versus at least, like, me playing this, I can so easily stop the game, read your messages. Or even while flying, I don't care if I crash, you know? There's nothing at stake. Hey, you know now, man. You know now. Yeah, he's one and the same guy. Dude, I feel so bad. I didn't realize Saragon was live last night. I think it was during when we were all in Rusty's lobby, running those open lobbies. But yeah, man, he's one of the guys I love catching his live. I mean, all you guys, seriously. But he's a fast boy for sure. Same with Bailey too. My God, you guys got some skill. Makes me realize, even just watching like Phil Casso, I mean, no different for all you A guys, you know, A+ guys. just makes me realize how, like, to get to the next step, there really is more you got to learn, more you got to get down, and more you have to physically go practice too. A lot of grinding to get there. He's the Hulk. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I tossed him a comment on his live today, being like, "Que peña." What a shame. Didn't make it. I always try and work on my Spanish, Portuguese anytime I'm chatting with Sarah. I'll say like 2 words. You got 5 accounts up to A, Phil? That's ludicrous. Ludicrous. You did it 5 times? Oh, I mean, I would assume this is the case, but each time I assume it got easier and easier because you're just that much skilled and more experienced of a driver. Or was it the other way around? Where you feel like it actually got trickier? Yo, done slow. I got you, man. GR4, yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I feel like I love those dailies too. Any kind of GR4 ones. Anything that's slower, and I'll tell you why. How do I want to explain this? My very simple approach to this, like thinking wise, as to why GR4 and the slower dailies are easier for gaining. So aside from the fact that the longer lap races actually give you more DR, I understand that. So it's like, yeah, if you can, if that's your best track, it's probably better to target those. But when it comes to usually daily B, the lowest lap, 5-lap race on any given track, I usually target that one because it's non-pit, but that's a whole separate thing. Where I was going with that, though, is the slower track races, aka GR4 usually, I find it a lot easier to be better at those tracks purely because since they're slower cars, there's less ability for other people to use the speed of the cars to make up different areas of the track. It truly just comes down to who is taking the best line, the best cornering, the best exits, all that, plain and simple. Versus like when you're in GR1s or like a super formula, I know that's the other end of the spectrum, but like even if you mess up a line or something like that, there's ways with your speed to make up on track, if that makes sense. So yeah, I do lean towards the GR4s. Plus I love the GR4 Citroen. That's one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. And I think I just acknowledged your comment before, Slow, but yeah, 100% I can comment on all your stuff, man. I got you. Alright, that's way too much airspeed. Control the car better, yeah. I think that's kind of what I was describing because it's slower. You have a lot more time to assess everything because you're not doing every single maneuver and every single corner operation. You're not doing it at high speed. So you just have a lot more time to assess your line, your approach, your braking, your exit speed, everything. Alright, picking up a little too much speed there. Woo! I'm amazed I actually did that. Alright, see if I can line it up. We're going to go down the streets. Oh, I see a better opening. It was over there. I got to circle around. You'll get there, man. They're just such high torque. In the braking, like I said, the operations of everything that you're trying to do, like, oh my god, it's a crash. I stalled at the end there. It's kind of like, do you guys, I assume you guys have played, like, Mortal Kombat, or if you haven't, like, that old arcade fighter game, stuff like that, Street Fighter. It's kind of like that, how to learn a move, you remember how it's like a button combination, right? I like to think of every corner as the same thing. It's like learning a button combination for every single one, and the more times you do it, the smoother that button sequence is going to become, aka you're braking, you're accelerating out, blah blah blah, you're gearing, everything that goes into that. And it's no different when you get in faster cars. It's just that the sequence is happening a lot faster. So yeah, I get it. It's tricky hopping into those, especially if you don't drive them often. But yeah, just hop in some GR1, some super formulas. So I think you'll get used to it a lot quicker than you think. But yeah, at first they're very twitchy to get adjusted to. So I'm just reading comments. Don't mind me crashing. That was not intentional. Oh, I was laughing at that too, Portal. We were all cracking up slow when you kept popping back in at like 3, 4 a.m. We're all just like, yo, what time is it for you, man? That was pretty funny. Can I turn off my lights? I don't know how to. Ooh, doesn't like that. I should probably pay attention. Superman's always watching. He's always watching. Yeah, that's his Clark Kent account. Also, let me know if you guys want me to like go somewhere, go fly somewhere else. I feel like I'm getting pretty bored of doing this myself. Where to fly? Where to fly? I mean, I guess you don't know what you don't know, so let's just close my eyes and pick a location. Odds I land on the ocean are very high. But here, let me at least like get it in a... So I'm going in a line. Alright, cool. So now I'm gonna close my eyes and just see what happens. Nope. Let's try it again. Nope. Try it again. I'm not going there. Nope. One of these times I'm gonna land on something. I think it's because I'm going to the poles, so it's not working. I gotta go side to side, I see. So let's go like this. Cool. That's where we're going. What is this? No idea what this is, but we're gonna go find out. Let's do during the day so we can see it a little better. Oh, Vegas. Sorry about that. I just saw that. Yeah, we'll go Vegas. Good call. Vegas is a fun one. Salt Lake, I think it's here. Grand Canyon, so that puts Vegas here. Yep. My mapping skills have dramatically improved, by the way, ever since playing this game. I feel like going from one place to the other, I can locate things so fast. I'm gonna have to get into change to a heli. Oh, of course. I definitely can do Monza. Gladly can do Monza. Alright, so we got that set. Start flight. Alright, 2 seconds, guys. I'm getting a phone call. I'm gonna be 1 minute. I'll be right back. I'm just too popular today, guys. Everyone wants to see what I'm up to. Alright, let's get in the aircraft. Oh, I don't want to do this. So I don't mind starting from scratch in a plane, but when it comes to helicopters, I don't entirely know the startup process. Alright. So let's just start in the air, I guess. So I'm going to depart from there. Nice, you got a solid list going, Portal. I dig it. Let's get it. Oh, you have someone making a livery for slow? Or are you asking, Portal? Oh, I see the second part. Yeah, dude. I'm sure he can squeeze you in or toss you on the list. Only fair warning I have for you is the list is long. Might be a couple months. I've heard it before. It's a long list. But in the meantime, if you want something similar while you're waiting to get a Filcasso, LG is, I mean, I don't want to call him, I keep calling him his protege, and I probably shouldn't, because I don't want to be insulting. LG has some sick liveries, seriously. Just, he's up there with Filcasso. So you'll have more luck getting one, like, if you want one by, like, say, tomorrow, the next day, you know? I feel like LG's pretty quick about crushing them out. But, yeah. I guarantee Filcasso would toss you on his list, too. Phil's the best, man. And there you go. You're on the list. There you go. And if you didn't hear this before, Phil, TJ Thompson is Portal, by the way. I just like to clarify that for everyone, in case they didn't know. They are the same people, just two accounts. Alright, let's go check out Vegas. Look at that. You just got moved up. You almost just snuck in 2 liveries by having a second account there. I feel bad. I ruined it for you, man. You could have had 2 Phil Casos. Sold the second for $1 million. Also, yo, my birthday is June 2, man. Happy almost birthday, bro. Ooh, look at the Bellagio, the fountain. Caesars. Can we see Doug on the roof? Doug! You up there, Doug? I don't see him, guys. I don't see him. I don't see the mattress anywhere. Yeah, the jig's up, Portal. I'm sorry. I ruined you getting 2 liveries. I ruined it. Yo, I'm half your number. Divide that in half, Portal. I'm the 12th. That's easy to remember. Just double my number and that's your birthday. Have you tried all of them so far, Slow? Or just 1 or 2? Because I think you might really like Brands Hatch. I think you'd lean towards that one. I wouldn't recommend doing the Le Mans one. I don't think you're going to love the car for that, unless I'm misremembering what it is. Is it an event specified car for A? And then C, Kyoto. It's what, Yamigawa Reverse, I believe. And I don't know what the specs are for that race. Yeah, literally. Oh, look at the sphere. They have the world on it today. That's pretty cool. Every day they try and change what's on here. This is sick. Guys, you're gonna shame me so hard for this. I've been out to Vegas like 3-4 times in my life. 2 of the times I've been here, actually no, only 1 at a time I've been here, the sphere existed. I could have gone and seen the Grateful Dead here and I passed up the chance. I said no. I think I went and saw a Vegas Knights game instead, which was sick. I mean, it was awesome. But it's like, look at this, man. Oh, now it's the moon. I wonder what's going to keep changing to. Can you imagine how much money this made? Never mind the inside being like a insane 360 cinema, like immersion concert venue. The outside, imagine how much money, how many hundreds of millions of dollars the paneling of having a screen of this quality and that size cost. That's constantly on, constantly rotating. That's just what they had that was playing there. I'm not a Deadhead. Like, I love, like, when it comes to more acoustic stuff, like, I appreciate, like, Dave Matthews Band, Pink Floyd, stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. Those are some of my favorite bands. I'd never call myself a Deadhead. And that's half the reason I was a little skeptical to go, but I love, like, jam bands, too. You know, like, I'm definitely more of, like, an acoustic, real band kind of guy. But I just keep kicking myself that I didn't go see it, because it's like, they had all the Grateful Dead logos in there, and I looked up the concert after, and my god. The immersion of the visuals that they showed for a Grateful Dead, just because it's kind of like psychedelic, trippy music. So the visuals of what like the actual concert was looked insane. I do regret not seeing that. Yeah, there was just, it just so happened to be a Grateful Dead weekend when I was there. But next time I go for Frozen 4, which is actually coming up next month, I'm about to be there, I'm hoping I can go see something else at the Sphere. But we'll see. I don't know if I'll have the time, because I'm going with a lot of people. New York, New York. The only one to have a roller coaster. New York, New York. And then I think this is, what is it called? Oh my god, Excalibur? I think is the castle. And then, what's this? I feel like it begins with an L. Is it Luxor, I think, the pyramid? Then that's MGM, and Mandalay. No, Mandalay Bay. MGM's across the street. I think the green one over there is MGM. Alright, so let's go through them all. Mandalay Bay, the Luxor. I don't know what this is right here, if that's part of it. I know that's Excalibur, I think it's called. New York, New York. I don't know what this is. I know that's MGM, the green one here. There's a new one behind New York, New York called Aria. I think that's... Oh, Park MGM is also over here too? That's interesting. Oh, Slow, you must have missed it. Yeah, we were at the Fuji Speedway for a while, man. And then we were right next to Mount Fuji too. Seriously, I feel like what you're describing, Portal, kind of happened to me too, like 2 weeks before I did the LED event. And it actually made the LED event very unintimidating. Is I hopped in Grover's lobbies when he was doing like his 34-hour stream. And I don't know if this is still the format of the races he'll do for open lobbies, but Grover had a bunch of 3-hour endurance races that he did. And so I just hopped in one day because it was open lobbies, anyone could join, very unintimidating. But I mean, yeah, 3 hours is intimidating, but like the lobby itself, there wasn't any pressure for if you came in last, you know what I mean? So me doing a 3-hour endurance race with all those guys, I feel like really gave me confidence even approaching the LED event. Because then you quickly realize, like, it's not as bad as you think doing a longer endurance race. But yeah, I've literally noticed that ever since the event, where like I feel like everyone's on for longer, trying to push themselves to do more, so to speak. I'm like tired midday. The Palazzo. I think I already passed the Venetian. That place is truly one of a kind walking through there. I'm so amped to be back here. I love Vegas. It's not even like I'm a crazy partier either. I mean, I enjoy it, but like, I'm not that guy. For me, it's just the energy of the town and the food and walking around, being outside all the time in this nice weather, and you can see events and shows, and it's a blast of a vacation. You're never bored here. But I get it, if you're also not a huge drinker, I mean, there's things to come and do and still have a blast. You can even go and do things outside the strip, like in terms of going to the Grand Canyon, doing heli tours, doing zip line from the Strat over here, doing... you can go race high-end cars over at different tracks that are not too far away. You can go shoot guns. There's a million things you could think of to come to in Vegas. But I understand, too, for people that aren't really big drinkers, the intimidation of coming out here, because it really is in your face, too. You're constantly being offered free drinks at every place you walk through, pretty much. The Stratosphere. This thing is tall. Whew. I don't know why I'm so tired midday. Can my heli not even get to the top? Yeah, I don't know. That's a stall. I dipped it way too nose down. I thought maybe I'd have the power to come out of it, but nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, I did a little work this morning, just for like an hour or two. But I really don't have much to do today. I was explaining this before. The way my work essentially works is for any given project I'm working, so it's like I'm constantly quoting group medical spreadsheets for different clients. The way that works though is like you can't just like give it to them the day like of their renewal of their policy. You're pretty much preparing these documents and these presentations like 3-4 months out. So I mean, if I wanted to, I could work on things half a year ahead of time. And sure, there's a lot of small changes that I have to sometimes make in advance going into the presentation, because as we get closer, there might be changes in their employee count, how many dependents are on the actual policy if somebody had a kid or something. Maybe they're taking somebody off. Maybe somebody aged off the policy. Maybe somebody got fired. Maybe somebody needs to look into something slightly different medication-wise, so the policies need to change. I mean, yeah, there's some slight changes that happen as we approach the deadline, but I really do have a major benefit that I can do my work so far in advance. So it really does create a lot of free time that I have. It's pretty cushy, which is nice. Oh, slow. You don't want to know the answer to that. I am pretty much an insomniac. I don't say that lightly. It used to be I just had trouble sleeping, stuff like that. My brain, even though like I like to think I'm a super chill guy pretty much constantly throughout my day, despite being chill, my brain literally like doesn't shut off. Like I have pretty bad ADHD, anxiety, stuff like that, which I keep to myself. I don't really talk about it. But when it comes to my sleep habits, man, I would shock you when it comes to that. Lately, I've been like trying to force myself, but yeah, I mean, I try not to be up on just like gaming all night. Try to at least go do different stuff, read a book, watch some TV, stuff like that, get some work done. But on any given night, I'm falling asleep from like, I don't know, anywhere from like 1 a.m. to 4 or 5. And then I'm usually sleeping for like 5 hours. If I'm asleep at 1, I'm usually up by like 6:37. If it's around 4 or 5, I'm up around like, I don't know, like 9, 10 o'clock, something like that. But yeah, man, I have some awful sleep habits. It's a real problem that I've been trying to work through. It's not fun, I'll tell you that. But because of that, I tend to literally like this happened to me the other day when I felt bad. I told you I'd be back on in like half an hour after I ate lunch. I tend to sleep throughout the day too, just because my body's just so tired if I don't get the right amount of sleep at night. So it's like usually around like 3, 4, 5 o'clock, I feel like I'm usually like chilling on the couch, just like relaxing. But yesterday, post lunch, I made a chicken Caesar salad and some garlic bread. I think it was the garlic bread that sent me over the edge. I laid on the couch for like 10 minutes and I was like, oh, I'm just going to shut my eyes for 2 seconds. I think I opened them back up and I was like 6:30, 7 o'clock. I saw you guys in Rusty's stream later. But I was laughing at that. Just really just going in circles. Debating honestly if I should take a quick break, maybe make some food earlier today, so I'm not like starving by the time I get to it. And then do a little more streaming before everyone gets off for work, and I'm hopping in other people's streams for lobbies. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty normal, slow. It's probably 99% of the population sleeping at night. Yeah, I'm a bit of an owl for sure. I mean, listen to me. I'm already yawning. I'm like already tired. It's usually how my days go. That's why I try and crush out as much work, and if I want to do stuff streaming wise, editing, all that. Oh yeah, I forgot you said that. I'll go to Monza. I try and usually crush a lot of it out before the afternoon. I feel like it's when I have the most energy in my day. And then later in the evening is usually when I get a second wind and I'll get some stuff done. Alright, you wanted to see Monza racetrack. Let's go to my maps. Alright, I think I found it. Oh, where's Milan? Is this Milan? Yep, there's Monza. Why isn't it labeled? Let's go back. See exactly where it is. It's up here. Cool. I'm gonna make it more daytime. That's insane, Portal. Sounds like you're similar, man. Because I see you on, like, all night, pretty much every night. But to wake up that early, like, in comparison to... That's nuts. You must be tired after work, then. Because I know that happens to me, where it's, like, because my sleeping habits are so weird like that. Also, let me see where I am. Alright, I got it. Because my sleeping habits are so weird like that, I'm so tired, like, post to work day. Even though technically I'm not always working in the afternoon, like, around 4 or 5, I'm just ready to crash, usually. And I get a second wind around, like, 7 or 8. Oh, in real life, slow? Yeah, I mean, I'll go on, like, cruises. Not in the way we do in GT7, though. I don't have, like, anything track-worthy. I drive a Jeep Compass in real life. It's like a 2024 Jeep Compass. Yeah, seriously, it's nuts, TJ. Portal TJ. When I see your name pop up as TJ, I won't call you that. But no, seriously, Portal. I feel like it's nuts how it works like that for me, too. Man, this is such a long track. There's that first chicane. Even though the first one's a hard braking area and you have to kind of clip those curbs, I think we can all agree the second one is the hardest turn in this entire track. Turn one, I mean, especially first lap with a grid start, like, it's a mess. Everyone's usually piled up in it. But this, to me, is really the one that I feel like makes or breaks a lap. Let's see if I can slow down approaching it. Because it's so easy to overshoot that first apex and not catch speed exiting through the second. Oh, it's insane. Looks like this part isn't rendered right. We got some trees on track. We're still going to follow it, though. And the trees disappear there. Oh, my bad, I was reading chat. I saved it, though, I saved it. Be proud of me. But yeah, no, seriously, slow. Doesn't matter at all. I go cruising like that. But I do want to get into, I shouldn't say get into, because I mean, you gotta spend money to do it. And I don't even just mean like buying another car. Even if you want to go to a track. Oh, save that. Even if you want to go to a track and rent some kind of like a sports car or something like that, still takes time, still takes money, but I do want to get more into that, especially getting so into GT7. And eventually, someday, maybe closer to retirement, I am going to get my pilot's license too. I know for a fact I'm going to do it. It's just a matter of when in my life I fully commit. I thought about it as a career path for a while, but I mean, it's also a lot of money, even just attending a schooling for that. There are ways of doing it if like you're gonna get hired, say if you want to be like a commercial pilot, where they'll pay for your schooling, or if you join like the military, for instance, that is the cheapest, most free way to learn to become a pilot in any capacity. That's most people's route. But career pilots also, too, like, don't always do that military journey. So there are ways of obtaining a license in a more financially reasonable manner. But for the most part, it's a costly path, for sure. Oh, sorry, I was reading that. Yeah, that'd be sick, seriously. That'd be a lot of fun, Slow. My dream car is a Lexus RCF. Something that's more like a GR4, GR3. I just find them so sleek. And the beauty of something like that, when it comes to Lexus, I've driven manual before. I've tried it. Very difficult. I think I stalled it out a bunch. I had a bunch of buddies in high school that drove manual, but other than this game, like, I really don't know how to drive manual, so I'm interested in getting something that's paddle shifters. And with Lexus, they have automatic cars that you can literally just buy that you can change it over to paddle shifting, which I don't entirely understand how that's, like, possible. With an automatic car, how you can have, like, the dual capability of shifting gears. But yeah, I mean, it exists. It does exist, automatic cars with paddle shifters. So that's kind of something I've been looking into recently. I don't know if that'll be my next car, or if I just want to almost like get something separately eventually someday that I use for tracks and stuff. But again, I'm not doing that and seeking it out enough that I'd ever do it anytime soon. And more likely it would just be my main car, because I can't see myself ever wanting to have two cars. I mean, you either have to really have some money to do that, or you have to be a big car guy to do something like that. Which are really the only two reasons I see people own a second car. Yeah, that'd be cool for it to be a non-road car, Slow. But you gotta think of it also as you're spending all this money, and sure, you want it for the experience of taking it for the track and being able to utilize it for that. But ultimately, if you're gonna spend that amount of money, you probably want dual capabilities. That way you're not doubling down and also buying a road car for yourself. So I feel like that's where it gets a little tricky in the brainstorming of like, how do I make it so it's a car I can use every day, but also if I ever wanted to, it's track worthy, you know? That's kind of my thought process right now. But it's a little trickier for me because I again, don't really understand. It's not that I don't understand it. I don't drive manual in real life. And I feel like that would be a very awkward transition for me at this point in my life. Yeah, I feel you're the road car king, Slow, for sure. I remember you telling me that the other day, that you're a big fan of them. Which, hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Some people like sports cars, some people prefer road cars. It's fun to drive both in the simulator, too. It's so funny to me how when you get down and low, the rendering is just so bad. Oh, you're still in automatic for now? You mean in like GT7? Or do you mean lessons in automatic like real life? Excuse me. Can't stop yawning. Hey, good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah, it's such a great feeling when you finally get your license. Just the freedom of being able to travel and stuff. But hey, even if you don't, I have plenty of friends that all throughout high school, and I think there was one or two even in the college, never got their license. I mean, depending on where you live, some people just don't need it. But also, I mean, if there's ways of like, you have a bunch of friends that can drive you places, you know, getting picked up for school, this or that, or depending on if you go to college or not, or where your job is post high school, you know, if you feel like there's ways of commuting that are easier, you know, nothing wrong. Even adults that love getting exercise, riding their bike in the work, stuff like that. There's lots of ways of getting around today. Ubers, buses. Ooh, when did I get my license? So in America, you get your license at like 16, 17. I am 29, turning 30, so yeah, like 13, 14 years ago for me. Man, it feels like a long time ago. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the time has absolutely flown by. It also does feel like yesterday, but on the other hand, it feels like a lifetime ago too. Yeah, I was very fortunate enough that when I got my license, my family could afford to lease a car that I could use. So when I think I got the car that my brother used when he took off to college. And at that point in time, he could afford his own, so I took over that lease. Or maybe it was my sister's, I forget. But yeah, I was very fortunate enough that I had a car all throughout high school, and then I could afford my own through college. And leasing, in my opinion, everyone has different opinions, has always been the way to go. At least in America, I don't know what that looks like in other countries. But for me, it always kind of allowed me to afford, even though you don't own it, you can't resell the value, you're essentially just paying for something that you're never really going to get that value back unless you buy out your lease at the end of it. But for me, I always saw it as a way of being able to drive nicer, more like up-to-date cars that I enjoyed without having to shell out a lot of money. Because if I was to buy something that's like a 2024, 25, 26, I mean, that's a big sticker price versus leasing it, paying anywhere from $150 to, say, $400 a month, depending on the caliber of car you're getting. But sometimes, honestly, buyouts can equate to being that cheap too. So you'll figure it out with time if you eventually post a license, want to get a car, or if your family's going to help you out, stuff like that. Oh, gotcha. You can get provisional at 16. Gotcha. Yeah, it's the same here. Yeah, you get your temp license, and then I think it's like on your birthday at 17, 16, something like that, you get your actual. The fact that I keep yawning is telling me something. I might be hopping off stream for a little bit soon, guys. Maybe in like the next 10-ish minutes or something like that. Hey, good for you, man. Good for you, Slow. I mean, hey, we all never stop learning, man. Seriously. And once you get to maybe you're already at that point, once you get to the point where you feel comfortable, there's no turning back, you know? It's like you'll never even think about driving again in terms of like, as you approach things, not being intimidated, but you know, that nervous feeling at first where you're just like really focused on everything you're doing. Oh, it's a pretty penny, man. Pretty penny for lessons. We're just gonna fly in a straight line. See what happens. You know what? Actually, I probably want to go east. It's a cool town. Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't remember what it was in USA, but I do remember there was like an hour limit that you had to meet when you were getting your license. Maybe it was around 40 or something. I don't recall. It was so long ago. But yeah, we definitely had to meet like a certain amount of hours for all the lessons. Portal's got the Flight Sim audiobook on. I mean, other than listening to us chat and kind of being here for the combo, I feel like, is this a good audiobook? You know? Because it's like you're just listening to planes, just plane engines, helicopter engines. But I'm sure GT7's prepared you for this, just listening to engines all day long. I was saying this to Led. I forget how long ago this was, Portal. I don't remember when I made this comment, but it's funny how, like, when you first got the game, at least for me, I found the sound of an engine, like, it gave me a headache after a while. But now it's like, it almost, like, relaxes me. It's like white noise, kind of. And same idea with this game, too. Like, when I'm in external, it sometimes bothers me, especially when I'm in a jet, because it's so loud. But in the pilot seat, you get very used to hearing, like, the hum of the engine. What do you do for work, by the way, Portal? Anything exciting? Or just your average corporate job? I always like to hear what people do for work. It always fascinates me. Honestly, Phil. Honestly. Plus, it's good to just go over them. Make sure everything was good audio-wise, all that, too. Kind of revisit it. Yeah, even just hearing the sound of the engine, though, it's so relaxing, Phil. Am I putting you guys to sleep? Between my chill voice and the relaxing flight sim. If I put on some chill music in the background, this would be game over. You'd be snoozing at work. That's smart too. Yeah, Phil, looking for shorts back through them. That's something I gotta be better about. Is currently for content, I'm only really like creating it fresh manually. I'm never going back through my lives. Like obviously I'll use my videos to create shorts and stuff like that if I'm not just creating a short from the start. But yeah, I never go back through my lives. Which in most cases I feel like sometimes I have some good content. Yeah, I'm also trying to navigate talking and actually properly playing the games, you know what I mean? So as you guys know, I distract myself. It's brutal. I love when the cars are actually rendered correctly and you can see stuff moving on the highway. That's cool. I guarantee it would be awful if I got down towards them, but let's see. Like, are they gonna disappear? Yeah. Oh, that was reading your chat. We're good though. At least it sets your back. Oh, super cool, man. Alright. Good for you. Seriously, Portal. Major props to that. Hats off. I thought about at one point in time getting into more of like an educational field. At one point, I did this as just like charity work that I did with a bunch of my friends back in high school. We did assistant coaching for a special, what was it called? Special Olympics basketball team in the area. And I found that super rewarding, even working with, even helping out kids with special needs, stuff like that. Like, to me, I feel like it was just such a satisfying job in terms of just like that element of teaching and coaching, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I found that very rewarding. I did. So major props to anyone who's a teacher of any kind, child director, whatever you do. But especially being a past teacher, retired teacher, I could see how that lines up perfect. Good for you, though, man. I always find it fascinating hearing about what everyone does. And slow, probably not tonight, but here's the thing. I was debating hopping off soon just to make lunch a little earlier than I usually do, aka more of a proper lunch, actually, on time for when I should be eating. But yeah, man, maybe before... Because I'm going to be live again before everyone hops on tonight, like probably within the next half an hour to hour. So maybe, yeah, I'll hop on some GT7 because I haven't been doing a ton of the qualifying yet for the dailies. And that is a good question, what's for lunch today? Might just be leftovers. I still have some of that chicken Caesar salad left in my fridge. But my girlfriend put some dressing on it last night, so it's kind of ruined. It's kind of soggy now. Versus when I'm like prep a salad, I always leave it dry. That way I can have it for a couple days throughout the week. So yeah, I might just be making something new today. Yo, Portal, seriously, I feel like it's a woman-dominated industry, whether it be childcare, teaching, education in general. Maybe not as much when you get more into like higher academia, like collegiate level and stuff like that. But yeah, when it comes to everyday education, I feel like it is a woman-dominant field, which is unfortunate. Because it's exactly your point. I mean, especially depending on where you're teaching too. It's very common that I feel like there's not always a proper male role model in people's lives. And I can picture my teachers growing up, like my dad and I were always super close. I feel like he was always there for me, and I had an amazing childhood, nothing to complain about. But yeah, he worked a ton, so it is funny because I feel like I did connect and gel a lot with like the male teachers I had growing up too. And not even like they're replacing my dad or anything like that, but even the influence that other male role models have on your life too. And if you don't have those, sometimes it can can affect you as you get older, in your motivation and how you see the world, so to speak. But I mean, that's psychology 101 too. Late owl runs, I'm so down for that. I like how you worded that. Yeah. Seriously, Phil, well worded. Well worded. I used to be just as guilty of this back in like high school, and I started growing out of it in college. But just like, what's the word I want to use? Like, don't get me wrong, I was never a bully or anything like that. I always treated everyone with respect. I've always kind of had like a hippie, chill attitude. But I definitely, back in high school, was like toxic, like masculinity for sure. I was a huge sports guy, and still am. I love sports. But now I'm more into, like, flying, aviation, racing. It's not as much team sports, which I used to be a major part of my entire childhood. And I feel like in high school, I remember doing things to be cool rather than what was just right and wrong, so to speak, if that makes sense. If you guys kind of get what I mean. But that's most kids, you know. The ego behind a younger brain is definitely different than as you mature and get older. But yeah, it's a real thing. Seriously, Phil. Seriously. There's a lot of just shit people out there, unfortunately. Excuse my French, but yeah, it's true. And you know what they say, too. I mean, it's the most common saying ever. Hurt people, which is so true. I mean, even especially on the internet, too, and I'm sure you guys see it all the time in other streams, too. It's really non-existent in the GT7 community, knock on wood, which I love. But the trolls of YouTube, you know, you see them in different streams. Yeah, follow your joys. Spot on. I like that. That's a good way of looking at it. And the hardest thing, I think, for like toxic masculinity growing up, and especially the ego of high school and this and that, and being manly, you know, I got to impress the girls and that. I feel like the hardest part of that is getting over, like, it's really more of like self-judgment, you know, how you want to be viewed and how you view yourself to others and stuff like that. And you quickly realize as you get older and older that it's like being manly has nothing to do with being a man. Seriously. Nothing at all. The things that we view as mountain men, barbarian stuff, and big and husky and this and that, sure, like those are traits associated with the manly man. But that has no association with what makes, like, truly a man. You know what I mean? When it comes to showing up, doing the things you got to do in your life, you know, putting food on the table, showing respect and kindness to others and how you treat others throughout your daily life. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there are people who do both. It's not one or the other. You know, look at Navy SEALs and some of the tough guys in there. I mean, I love analyzing military guys because I feel like I actually tried to join it at one part of my life, but it's military disqualified, but that's a rabbit hole I won't take you guys down. And that was post high school. I thought that was the path I wanted before I decided to go to college. But yeah, I ended up couldn't be able to do it because of my hearing and stuff like that. So I was medically disqualified. But it's funny when you analyze all that kind of stuff of the different attitudes and behaviors that like you'll see of people join the military. Like, let's take the Marines, the most jarhead example of the military. And I hate to generalize groups of people in any regards of life, but you kind of can. That's why stereotypes do exist. And so with the Marines, they really tend to be, not everyone, no, I don't want to say every Marine ever is like this, but they tend to be the rough and rowdy, reckless, you know, I just want to blow shit up, you know, like that kind of attitude guy. And that's fine because I feel like for a lot of the positions and the duties and the services that the Marine Corps actually do, you kind of do need that behavior, and it makes sense that it attracts that type of person. But then you compare, let's take the top elite Navy SEALs, right? Delta Force, stuff like that. I've seen a lot of documentaries on these guys, and it's hilarious because the more manly these people become, the more humble, nice, and polite and respectful they are, which is hilarious. Because then you'll see these documentaries of these young Marine kids, and they're cursing their ass off, talking like sailors and this and that. When it's like you quickly realize that's not what being a guy is. That's just toxic masculinity. But enough of that rant. I think you guys get the whole picture, what I'm saying. And I think Phil summed it up as perfect and eloquently as we possibly can. Just follow your joys in life. That'll take you to where you want to be. And it'll surround you with the people you want to be around. Hey, there we go. You literally typed that right as I said it, Portal. Yeah, the universe will put you where you need to be, man. Just follow the things you enjoy, the people you want to be around, and just, yeah, keep doing those things. whether it's work, your hobbies, whatever. Oh, this is the best community that ever exists, Portal. Seriously. I can't believe I just stumbled across this. Like, sure, I got the wheel on my own and I wanted to get into driving, but the community part, I can't believe, like, just literally started by finding one streamer and then it just snowballed from there. And met more and more nice guys that wanted to do similar things. They wanted to do the same thing where they're trying to build up their life. Then there's the guys who have been doing it for a while who can pass down the information and help us out. And there, there's so many different levels of everyone in this community, which is super cool. Super cool. Also, as I'm chatting with you guys, let's go fly somewhere else. Let's go to somewhere I don't go. Let's jungles and sand. Let's go here. Do. Oh, appreciate that, Phil. Just how I see the world, man. It's that black and white to me. Rusty, what's going on, you legend? Those were some fun lobbies last night, man. That was a blast. I'm just doing some chill flying right now, Rusty. Just kind of checking out the world. We were checking out tracks earlier in the stream. Like I was at Brands Hatch, went to Fuji International, went to Monza, went to a couple others. But yeah, now we're just having some chill hangout conversations, some deep talks, and some chill flying, that's for sure. That is for sure. And that's another great way of seeing that, Portal. That growth happens, good or bad, just don't regret your decisions. Own who you are, own your decisions, own your life. And I had a teacher, I remember, that made such a key point of that back in high school. It was one of my history teachers named Miss Salt, and she was really tight with the drama teacher, which again, my high school was weird in this way, where we actually made the drama program cool at my high school, which I know sounds backwards, but all the sports kids loved doing it. We had this improv drama class, and it was essentially just it was stand-up improvisation on in this black box theater that we had that it allowed you to be creative and just come up with goofy scenes, pretend to be this, pretend to be that, and it gave you a lot of confidence in being yourself and being goofy and being weird. But anyway, back to Mrs. Salt. She was tight with the teacher that ran the drama program, so we did a lot of stuff kind of collaborative from history and all that. But her whole mantra from day one when you would take her history class is, if she ever heard a bully, snippy comment, making fun of someone, putting someone else down, you're immediately out of class. You're gone. B, don't ever be afraid of just being yourself. I feel that's the big thing that is, when you're younger, it's tricky. It's tricky owning who you are. There's a lot of outside influences, right? Oh, dude, there we go, Rusty. Yeah, I honestly am so, what's the word? It's I guess, the opposite of envy, whatever that would be. I feel bad for anyone growing up who, didn't have these extra services and programs at their high school, college. Because, what an experience and a learning experience that was. And I don't even mean, in terms of learning, theatrics and theater or drama or any of that. Just, it's a different exposure to a different type of confidence and different type of learning. You know what I mean? It's kind of like learning sport, why gym class is a thing, too. That's physical activity. That's a whole different ballgame than learning actual educational material. But I remember having a lot of fun with that back in high school. I thought it was a blast doing improvisation drama. The scenes that people would come up with, and some of it was hilarious. I'm glad you clarified for Rusty that TJ Thompson's your second account. Oh, Phil, seriously, same here, man. Even for the stuff that I did do, whether it's sports-wise and this and that, I wish I did more. I really do. Because I feel like starting those hobbies and those extracurricular interests and this and that early just snowballs as you get older. Because then you feel like you have a base knowledge and it's not as intimidating to approach it. Like, here's an example for you. I took a ceramics class in college. We started from scratch, had a bunch of clay, had to shape it. We used the spinning thing to form our bowls and learn how to actually mold it as you're spinning your table in front of you. And then you toss it in the kiln. I think you had to let it dry first. And then you used like these, they weren't just like paints. It's hard to explain what they were, but essentially you painted the thing and then you had to like flash, almost like cook it in what was called a kiln. And then it came out as this like ceramic glass object. But even from that, from learning like bowls and different objects, like you could learn true artistry for ceramics, like how they did that approach. You didn't learn crap in college? That's funny. Wouldn't you be in college right now? Slow, being 21? Or does it work different in the UK? Because I guess I don't know like what the age is. Or I guess 21, yeah, you're probably towards the end of college, maybe? I don't know. I remember the ages. I don't remember any of the ages for any of that stuff. This is what you do. Students have happy memories. Pushing the... Yeah, seriously, right? It's amazing how much the childhood really shapes who you are as you get older. Barn door racing. We're on the run, man. We're on the run. I don't know if I've met you before, if I haven't, or if you're somebody's alt account in here. I feel like you're somebody's alt account. But I don't know if I've officially met your account, if we haven't. If not, welcome in, man. I'm just doing some chill flying. Oh, he was with you all day yesterday. Gotcha. So I probably met him. And I'm just completely having a brain fart right now. That's totally my bad, not recognizing you. Let me make sure I'm subscribed to you too, bro. Go to channel. I was not, but now I am. I'm gonna toss your link in chat. That way everyone is. Well, hey, apologies about that. Nice to officially meet you again, Barn Door. I know Rusty's doing some lobbies later. Is that right, Rusty? Be amped if we can all get in there again. Oh, thanks for linking that, Slow. I was about to do that. That's perfect. You're the man, Slow. I appreciate that greatly. Yeah, that's the beauty of this community, too, how we all just sub up to each other. The creator of worlds. Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. That was the funniest comment ever yesterday. Creating and destroying. That had me dying, man. So, I mean, the fact that I know where I am, I guess now you can kind of get the vibe. I guess it seems like an African city. This place is beautiful, though, I gotta say. There's a lot of countries in the world that unless you actually go see, it's like you don't really ever know what the architecture style and like what the towns look like. Like I was saying this before, I mean, I feel like so naively and so ignorantly, I feel like a lot of people just assume a lot of Africa, for instance, is just like jungle and sand. When in fact, you have so many cool suburban cities and towns and stuff like that with cool architecture like this. Oh, you're the barn door. Just messing with me. Oh, you are right, bro. You got me good there. That's a point for Rusty if someone wants to mark that down. I just went along with the Creator of Worlds thing because I was like, clearly he knows the reference from his stream yesterday. Y'all are a riot. Or unless you are saying that Barn is a separate person. I don't even know at this point. Y'all are just confusing me. Y'all just love messing with my brain. Rusty is a funny guy. You keep it a secret, that's smart. That way you can come in and people genuinely don't know who it is. It's like, yeah, I'm just some dude just strolling by. But I gotta say, like, it's a close, I can't even speak. It's a close enough name that, like, it kind of relates. It's like the barn door, Rusty shotgun. It's the same vibe. And then we got Superman and Portal over here. Yeah, hold up. I'll make an appearance. Give me a second. You guys want to do a quick alt party? Give me a second. Can I even join? I mean, I assume I can join my own stream, right? I don't know why not. I'll turn that off. Turn that volume off. Don't have to listen to the weird noises I make. This is so funny. Be civil and respectful. I got it. I will. Oh, look at that. I even made myself a mod. I didn't even know I did that. That's so funny. I didn't know I've ever brought my alt account here. I'll just give myself the views, though. Is that bad for my stream, though, if I'm watching with my own alt? Like, are they going to think it's like bot type thing and not recommend my channel? I might turn it off. I don't know. I'll look it up after stream, see if it's like a fine thing to do or if it's going to totally mess up my account. I just don't really want to get, like, limited by YouTube thinking I'm trying to, like, cheat the algorithm or something. Because I've heard that for your own videos. Like, if you overwatch them, like, it's fine to go back, watch it when you first post it, or even check for edits, make sure everything's fine. But I've heard, like, if you overview your own videos, it'll actually, like, almost halt the algorithm for YouTube recommending it to other people. Where you do it all the time, Portal? I just want to look it up, though, and, like, make sure it's not affecting the stream. I mean, I don't imagine why it would. It's not like it's the same account. It's a different account, but I don't know. Maybe it recognizes where I am, who I am. I don't know. Could just be making stuff up. Could be fine. Alright, what time is it? 2:13. I'm going to be on for 7 more minutes until I go make lunch, guys. Last place we're going to go fly for the day. First one to toss it out wins. I'm going to go there. Just gotta sit back on the world map. They're not worried about you. Oh my god, you guys crack me up so hard, man. Oh my god. I feel the same sometimes, Portal. I'm just a humble little streamer. Yo, Rusty, that's how I actually got to you later in the day. I was telling Portal this. I felt bad because earlier in the day I was telling him how after my lunch I was going to hop right back on. But I ended up laying on the couch post-lunch, saw that garlic bread I had with my chicken Caesar salad, and closed my eyes for what I thought was going to be like 10 minutes, and I woke up at like 6:37 later that day. But yeah, that's how I found your stream later. It was featured for me. I saw it at the start of my feed. Versus some of the lower ones, like if I don't have a ton of views, I usually have to scroll to find it. Alright, no recommendations. I am gonna go to Everest. Let's start here at Lukla. Actually, you know what? That's probably the more fun way of doing it. That's not Everest. I think it's up here. Alright, so we'll start here. And we'll set... I mean, if I was on my flight stick, I'd be able to not need the arrival, which you'll see like what that does, what it creates in the game. But because I'm on controller, I'm gonna need it. Ooh, should I make it snowing? Nah. I'll make it so you guys can see. That's gonna be way too bright. This should be fine, I think. Because if it's too bright, like, you guys are gonna hate me being up in the snowy mountains. We want to use something fast, so we're not flying forever. So maybe some kind of jet, I guess. Let's use the Cirrus Vision. Start flight. Oh, I just saw Greece. Alright, I'll do one more, too. I'll do one more. I can stay on till like 2:30ish. Let me just respond to this text real quick. Alright, good to go. Alright, what is happening? There we go. Yeah, we'll do it this way, why not? So you guys can really take it all in. Mount Everest. No, seriously, it does. This is the Cirrus Vision jet. It is one of the most advanced small, and I say small private jets that you could get. It's literally a computer with wings. This thing can fly itself. It also has a parachute. So like if anything was to ever happen, you could deploy the parachute and the entire plane would safely glide to the ground. But it's one of the most advanced private, like, small planes you could get. Everest in all of its glory. What's crazy is you'd assume looking at that, like, that's the mountain right there, which it is, like, that's the mountain. But you'd think, like, that's how the whole journey of it begins, when in fact, all of this is the mountain, which is, like, the trippy part to think of, as to how people get up here. So this is really where the journey would come from. I mean, even getting the base camp, which I think is in that valley behind my tail, is a journey. But actually, no, it might be on that side of the ridge, base camp. Yeah, I think they go up that way. It really isn't. But I wouldn't say it needs it as much as it's just a future that they have. Versus, like, if you hopped in a Cessna and something happened, like, you just got to figure it out. You got no parachute. But that was an A1 comment, man. It doesn't really make you feel great when you think of it in that way. I agree. Look at this mountain range, man. Just the tectonic plates just shooting up. My God. Isn't that crazy to think that it's just two land masses, two plates, just like wedging together, creating this? Like that's so trippy to me. Formation of like how Earth's crust works and stuff like that. I remember it was a really trippy concept for me in college. Like really diving deeper into it. Let's go see if we can land at Lukla. One of the craziest airport landings that exists in the globe. Whoa. Also, how should I land, guys? Do you want me to land real flying, or should I land so you can see everything? Hold on, I'm gonna pause this way. Where did my phone just go? I'm losing stuff. Oh, there it is. Cool. Alright. Yeah, the view is insane, Portal. Insane. And that's half of the reason I got this game, too, other than, like, the actual aviation of wanting to learn how to fly and just cruise and chill around. I mean, I just wanted some way of being able to go visit these places with cool views. And so right now I'm actually playing on, like, my big screen, so I can be sitting on my couch on my controller. But on my my work desk, I have an OLED 10 monitor, so I can put this on HDR10, and let me tell you, my God, upping the graphics for this game just makes the views even better. I probably whoa, what just happened? Alright, that's good. Looked like my engine was turning off. Oh, it's because of my speed. That's why. That's why. Yep, now it's going back up. Alright, cool. I just want to make sure my engine wasn't crashing out. Alright, let's bring this baby down. We're going to need some flaps to kill a lot of speed. Let's be more gradual about it. What's happening? Alright, flaps are now going up. It's because I had to shave off some airspeed. Let's use some rudder control, shave off a little more. I don't know which view I want to land in. I prefer the real one, because that's how you actually would, but for the sake of you guys seeing it, maybe I do this. Alright, so let's even that out. The flaps are at max. That's probably too much. I gotta take a hard right, because I'm pretty sure Luklow's over in this valley. Yeah, I don't like this. I have a harder time controlling the airplane that way. Keep an eye on the airspeed, engines slowly coming down. We want to keep it around 30. We don't want it to idle too much. Yo, go get some actual work done, Portal. We'll catch you later, man. Finish up that work day, and then I'll hit you up later. I'm sure we'll all hop in the lobby together. But hey, man, greatly appreciate you hanging out as always. I will definitely catch you later tonight. Looks like we're still at least like a mile out, if not a lot more. And I'm a bit off track here, because I thought I needed to come to this valley, but I don't. So we're going to turn the flaps back off. Let's get the engine up to 45-ish, 50. That's good. Get up to 60. Still a ways out. Maybe 65, 70. This is gonna be tricky. Coming in way too fast. Yeah, I didn't do that right. I mean, it still might work since it's an uphill. But that was not the proper landing here. I have way too much speed. Way too much speed. Can I board it? Nope. Alright, let's take off from here. So the right way to do that is you gotta get below, your nose below the front of that. That way you're killing all your speed as you're lifting and you can gently land on the front. Let's see if I can take off from here. I'm a little nervous turning off the brake. There we go. Just gotta commit to it since it's downhill. Alright, flaps are on, engine full. I think I'll get enough speed here. Gentle lift, gentle lift. Yes, got it. Alright, thank God.
Sink rate.
I know. I need speed.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
Flaps off, get the wheels up. Now we're good. Caught some speed. We don't have enough speed to leave these mountains, but you just gotta follow the valley. But here's what we're gonna do is a quick turnaround, see if we can land this again. And then I'm hopping off. Let's do a wild one. The G-forces you'd be feeling right now would be insane.
500.
Full flaps, that down. Need to get below, need to get below, more rudder. More rudder, come on, come on, come on. There's no way this works. Oh, I almost somehow managed it. That was way too sharp of a turn. If it was real life, you'd never drastically come back like that. You take an elegant, sharp, soft turn. Let's get the brakes on. And yeah, you'd come back. That was too funny. Well, hey, thanks everyone for hanging out. I'll probably be back on in like an hour or two before end of day, before end of work day, really. And then yeah, tonight it's more GT7, and catch you guys in one stream or another. But yeah, for now, probably just gonna go make some lunch, do a little chilling for a little bit, and then yeah, should be back on GT7 shortly. But greatly appreciate everyone stopping in. Seriously, it means so much, guys. It means the world. You guys are simply the best, and yeah, best community there is. Can't wait to catch you guys in your lives. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy, everyone. Peace.